Welcome everybody to another episode of Uneducated MMA. I'm your host with the most, Juan the Bread.
Let's go.
Welcome back everybody. We got another great episode this week. This time we're joined by a couple of guests and I'm excited because I've been making the call out for a while. I want degenerates. I want bums sitting on the couch at Saturdays at 4 p.m., 3 a.m., whatever time it is to watch the fights. And luckily they answered the call. But as always, we got the BMF champion of the world, REG!
Hell yeah. I'm happy to be here again.
I feel like Melvin, I got to explain that we'll add the effects afterwards. Everybody's always like, oh, okay. Yeah. It'll be in post. It'll be in post. And this Justin!
Has some crazy effects on there. Hit that drop.
All right. And then for you guys, as we did with last week when we had Shotgun Sanchez on. Before I announce you guys, I want you guys to come up with a nickname for yourselves. What's your UFC nickname? As we were talking about that before the cameras came on.
Huh? You got UFC 5?
Yeah. Even 4 or 3. I know you came up with a nickname at some point.
You create your plans.
WWE 2K11 something. Come on.
I have one too. Yelling that shit around the crib.
Yeah, I know. Come on. We've all done it as fans, walking around the house, undefeated, undisputed champion of the world, and your nickname is?
What is it? Damn.
I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough on the spot.
On the spot, yeah.
It's tricky, right?
Yeah. All right. We're gonna keep it simple.
Okay. Say it like you mean it. Like Bruce Buffer is announcing you. You are fighting. I don't know, man.
Damn.
And UFC,
the guy.
I usually pick the assassin.
The reigning, defending, undisputed champion of the world.
What we got? Who we got?
Oh no! I know what I got. The one.
Okay.
The only.
Okay.
GTP
And the reigning, defending, undisputed.
Oh man. If I'm thinking,
Tricky.
What you got?
Yeah, what is
honestly, I'm pretty sure this nickname's already taken.
But you can make it better, bro.
I always liked the Wolf.
I like that.
Wolf.
It is taken. Isn't that Hamzat Shemaev? I was like, I don't know. You get that. That's a hard nickname to take. That's a hard nickname to take.
Lots to live up to.
That's a hard one.
I like that one. If I were to.
That's a vibe. Like I know we were talking about
Juan, what's your UFC name?
Bro, I keep saying all the time, I can't give myself a nickname, but the name Juan, I'm going to get Juan the Bread, Juan in a million, the only Juan, everything under the goddamn, bro. It goes too well, but that's what I'm saying.
The Juan and only.
Yeah. Imagine Bruce Buffer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but the Juan and only Juan Santos sounds really great. Don't get it twisted, but like,
Mr. Wonderful.
They just keep going.
It does.
It's unlimited amount.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I don't qualify for another nickname that isn't a Juan pun.
What's your UFC 5 nickname?
See, I always go for like some like real Spanish. Like I always like El Cucuy. I always like that one and stuff like that for like Tony Ferguson and whatnot. The Matador and stuff like that. I feel like I always lean towards. You got to represent. You know what I mean? Dominican show up. El Tigre, things like that. I feel like they always got that one. I was like, I like that. But no, I feel like if they were like put like custom, it would have to be a Juan joke at some point. It's got to be. I mean, on all the socials, Juan the Bread, Wonton Soup, etc.
Wonton Soup.
Yeah, just keep on going. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, I was just about to say that's crazy because it does just.
It just keeps going.
So many ones.
Like I'm telling you, like
so many ones.
I say it on every episode because there's always the jokes with the name. Like I just keep hearing them that I have a stockpile. It's rare I hear a new one. If you come up with a new one, you think it's new, throw it out there. But I guarantee probably already heard it at least once or twice. But we'll see. But yeah, we got a great episode this week, guys. We're gonna break down UFC 314. It's been a little bit since we had a pay-per-view, so this is nice to get a little refresher. A couple fight nights in the middle. Again, this is a show based for casuals, so a little tricky to do that when nobody knows who like Josh Emmett is, for example. You know what I mean? Shout out to that upcoming fight night. But stuff like that is a little tricky. But UFC 314, I think, is going to be a good one. Headlining, big name, bow! Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great one. I know, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
We were watching that climb for a little
now. It's been good. It's just
been a good climb.
I don't know if you can take it.
The hair, it adds just like a mystique, bro. I don't know. People he hates on the hair so much, bro.
I don't hate on the hair. It's just
Volk had a point. You know,
it just doesn't fit, but
it works.
It makes him different. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like it's Diego Lopez off the cut.
It's a topic to
off the
people
cut
talk about.
Sure.
ain't nobody knows.
You gotta stand out in some way. There's a lot of great fighters, but some people gotta brand themselves in some way.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
That's how you make your living off
Yeah.
it. You don't
True.
become Conor McGregor overnight. Just
Yeah.
No facts.
a fact.
Because even like the tattoos and stuff like that, after a while they kind of like
Yeah.
blur in. But like Conor McGregor, I'd say has an iconic tattoo now. Granted,
sure.
it's
I
him.
mean, yeah.
But every now and then you get somebody that has something like I would say if you're a fan,
Yeah, the
you can
tattoos
tell.
definitely-
It's gonna be a little too much, but you can tell like Tom Aspinall's back tattoo versus Volkov back
Yeah,
tattoo.
yeah.
Once you're really into it, but if you're a casual,
Yeah.
they got back tats.
It's
Big
crazy
back
because
tat,
like
You just thought about it.
yeah, well, it's just you. I didn't think anybody else would notice that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like you bring.
What
it
did I
up.
say, guys? I
You know
wanted
what
some
I mean?
degenerates that are sitting on that couch and I
right,
got
that's
them.
right,
You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Nah, but it's true. It's like
here.
it's
We're here.
subtle. It's subtle differences, man. But people get it. But like, yeah, no. If you don't have anything that like kind of like stand out, I feel like
And then you get like some weird tats. What's this rookie dude that has just like a black circle
Payne.
dot?
Payne Talbot.
Payne, yeah,
Bro,
him in
the-
there,
the
and the
bleach.
front and the
He
back. Yeah,
likes
the bleach.
it.
I
I'm not
love
a
it.
fan.
Yeah.
of it. I don't know if you guys are
I like
anime
bleach.
guys, but
that's the thing. I feel like if you don't get it, you don't get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
gotta get it to
I'm
get it.
not rocking.
I don't
with
watch. Disclaimer: I don't watch Bleach, but I understood where the tattoo came from. I was like, I get it. The
Yeah,
anime
they-
tattoos hit every now and then. I feel like that one. I feel like if you don't know, though, it's weird. It is just a.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't really know.
If
what's
you
going
don't
on.
know,
Yeah.
if you do know,
Yeah.
Then you know.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I always ask these two guys, but in this case, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Discuss amongst yourselves. Do you guys want to start with the main event and work our way down, or you want to start off with the first fight of the main event or the main card and work our way up?
Personally, I'd like to start at the bottom because
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, the bottom, nobody really, you know, talks about, knows about, and then it ends up getting to the main, you know?
I feel that. I'm with
Good.
that. I'm with that. All right, so we'll start this off. I guess let me pull this up because we might have had. Let's see. We've had some corrections, so let me just make sure I got this correct here. We did. All right, perfect. Yep, we got some corrections. So we're gonna state it off here. Originally, to start off the night with this main card, we had Jeff Neal versus Carlos Pratas, but unfortunately, due for unforeseen circumstances, Jeff Neal will not be competing, and Carlos Pratas will not be competing either. They tried to find a last-minute fill-in, but it seemed like they had bigger plans. Breaking news as we got before we walked in here. Not really. It was a few hours ago, but Carlos Pratas will now be facing Ian Machado Gary later on this year, and that's a fight I can't
Yep.
wait to see. We're gonna put a pin in that.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back to it.
Yeah.
So then they moved up, I guess, from the prelims. Now we got Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes to start off the fight.
Crazy.
Dominic Reyes, get a win.
Yeah,
he get a win.
He
How
needs this
is he
win.
still
Oh,
even
man.
ranked? Like,
He needs
even
this
still
win.
There, how has he kept himself in the mix?
Bro, he's trying his best. Is how he's doing it. That in light
Yeah, for
heavyweight.
real.
Let's be honest with you. Light heavyweight isn't very good right now.
So,
Yeah.
Nah,
I thought he was gonna continue announcing.
how do you guys feel, if you watched it,
Yeah.
his fight against Anthony Smith?
Weird.
Okay.
It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith makes me uncomfortable
Anthony, I
now.
was about to say Anthony Smith in general makes me.
Yeah.
He does. He
So
does.
why are you still here? Too?
That's part of the
on
reason.
Anthony Smith, 100%. Why you still here?
Yeah.
But like, based on the fight, just them two.
Just the fight, then in and of themselves, I think Dominic Reyes has won more before we see him fighting in the GFL.
yeah, I can see
Personally speaking, I just think that the fact that Anthony Smith went in there with a heavy heart, a loss, is already kind of like going through some stuff emotionally, and he put on an okay performance, and Dominic Reyes wasn't able to just go in there and just like KO him in round one or something crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's messed up to say, but like take advantage of a bad situation.
Yeah,
but
for real.
it shows me that you don't belong here anymore in a way. Like I feel like you were.
How are you still getting fights?
that. There's a high elite,
I don't even get it.
and once you're not with the elite,
Yeah.
You gotta go.
That's it.
it's not worth it anymore. I mean,
No, but that's what I'm saying. We'll see him maybe in the GFL because the name, for the most part, still rings. I mean, it's unfortunate everybody
For
ties
sure.
it to, oh, he almost beat John
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
Who knows how many years ago? But it's one of those things of like, what have you done for me recently? And in
Yeah.
a game where,
It's
what have you
so
done for me lately? You haven't done anything for me lately.
Same thing with Dominic Reyes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
done anything for me lately.
Yeah, lately, yeah. That's
well, I
about
mean,
it.
yeah, because I guess they both did fight John Jones.
They did, yeah, they
yeah.
did.
Anthony Smith but nah, yeah. So then that brings me back to freaking him fighting. What's his name? Nikita.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
he's
You know what I mean? Because it's like based off his performance with Anthony Smith,
This is crucial for him.
Yeah, it really
Yo,
is.
This
It
is
really is.
this is
like
the
a make
Yeah.
this is the one where you can tell with the matchmaking. This is you do your job or you get out of here.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
You know
Like
what I
I said, it's a little tricky because it's light heavyweight. Like I said, they don't have depth in that division. There's not a lot of big names. I can list off 5, and then after that, everybody's gonna be like, "Who are you talking about?" Like, it's just it is what it is. So like, off the namesake, they might keep him. Like Tony Ferguson is on how many losing fights in the
quite
UFC
a
right
bit,
now? He's
yeah.
on a crazy losing streak in the UFC. They kept him around so long because it's Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, because
He's
he
gonna
had a
bully the whole
crazy
night.
win streak.
Exactly my
Never
point.
know, he
but
might come back.
Yeah, that's what they kept. That's what they kept
the
saying.
title run
That-
starts now.
That hope
He
was
fighting the
there,
GFL?
but it ain't going nowhere, bro.
Yeah, he's fighting in the
Dylan
Dennis.
GFL.
Dylan Danis, watch him beat him and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Dylan
don't
Dennis
know.
was talking crazy earlier. I
some
saw
money real
him.
quick.
I mean, if he don't pull that off,
Nah, he should
He's
be
done.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Actually, I can't even say that because I thought he was already done.
Yeah,
Wait,
so did I,
he's
bro.
been done
You're
for a
the GFL,
while.
you might just
Yeah, his
keep it
fighting
going
style's
even
too
with
weird
a
for me,
loss.
bro.
I don't know. There's a lot of people on that.
You got it.
Revenue.
Yeah.
You know,
That's not bad. Although I
not
looked
bad.
I looked a
Not
little
keep
bit.
anybody
So
fighting, you know?
I looked a little bit more into it. So apparently at the GFL you'll get 50% revenue of like the pay-per-views and stuff like that, but you after they get to a certain amount of like money coming in, and then you have to also prove that it was you that got them to get this many people to either buy the pay-per-views or come to the event. So like that's
How
why
would
like
they check that?
your name value. Are you
Yeah.
promoting? Are you on your social media shouting out? How
not
much
gonna
engagement
work.
is coming your way?
You gotta
So
earn
you're
that
pretty
shit.
much going to be fighting for free, other than sponsors.
Kinda, yeah.
Until the promotion.
But
And
I'm
then you
not
have to
gonna
like
lie, the
provide like,
Sponsorship money. Sponsorship money might be
is
good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
depending
it's good.
on who you are, what
Depending
you've
on the
created
sponsor.
for yourself.
Very
but-
true.
I mean, you look at the roster when they signed all those
It's
people.
kinda
Like
crazy.
you got like
It
Frank
is
Mears,
crazy.
guys that haven't fought in a
I
minute.
know.
Sponsors.
Frank Mir is crazy.
Sponsors, right?
Yeah, right.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blue Chew, what's up?
Yeah.
You know that's gonna be the first sponsor.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, for real.
I keep thinking about it. I'm just like, who's gonna reach out first? I'm gonna reach out to you guys first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit them up. Like, yo, check the stats.
I need,
Send the blue chew.
I need a Blue Chew. I need DraftKings. I need
Yeah, for real.
all the any gambling site. Throw it my way. I'm with it. I'll
Anything
support-
like degenerate.
degenerate.
Yeah,
Sign
for
us
real.
up. Sign us up.
I'm with it.
Under
But yeah,
the
I think this
table.
is definitely a make or break fight for Dominic Reyes. Nikita Krylov, I think he still, obviously can do his thing in the UFC. I don't think this one's going to affect him too much.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of like pretty
Rampage.
cool performances where I feel like he's still young in the game. They'll keep him around. Again, light heavyweight, just not having that deep of a division. I don't think they can really risk getting rid of people as they're not really signing too many people.
Yeah.
Just me personally. But I don't know. I think that I think Dominic Reyes has a good shot of beating him. It's one of those things of like you can tell the fighters something's going on there. I don't know if it's camp. I don't know if it's personal. Who knows? So maybe he just doesn't want it as much as he did before. It could be that. And then this is just kind
Sometimes
of
they take
him on his way out.
They take a loss and it just ruins their whole like
A loss like he
mindset. Yeah.
took?
Yeah.
It takes a toll. I mean,
That confidence not there.
it
You're
shatters
afraid.
it.
Yeah.
You know? He thought he was about to be the champion. Literally thought he was about to be the champion after fighting John Jones.
Yeah. I mean, I think
He would have been.
with this, I
I
think
think like that.
It's
But
like ben,
yeah.
it's like Ben Simmons and shit.
Yeah, well, no, not like that. Damn.
That's how it be sometimes.
Yeah.
You
Yo.
lose your shit. You just don't
Bro,
get your mind right.
You in the gym all day and you can't hit a three? Nah, come on, bro.
Bro,
It's like in
time
the
to
gym
give it
all
up
day and you
like
can't
that.
land a punch. He landed a punch, but
it is crazy.
Ben Simmons ain't hit no three.
so real quick, I'm just looking at the rankings right now, and you know what's crazy? So Dominic Reyes is ranked number 11th, and then we got Nikita Krylov is ranked 8.
Yeah.
And this is how bad this division is.
so
He could
bad.
beat him, get one more title shot.
Yeah.
Not even joking. Not even joking.
Yo,
he can
for
beat
real,
him,
bro.
beat one
I was
more
thinking
title
that,
shot.
like, and
Yeah,
if
that's
he
how quick the
loses
climb
this,
up- climb
he
up.
drops
For sure.
down either to a 15, maybe off the whole shit.
Top 5 right now, obviously not including the champion. Alex Pereira, Yuri Prohaska, Carlos Olberg, Jamal Hill, and Jan Blachowicz. Jan just lost. Jamal Hill rumored to be out of the fight with Khalil Roundtree. Rumor, April Fools and the whole nine. Who knows?
Bro.
Yeah.
If I was fighting Roundtree, yeah.
I'm tired of Jamal.
I'd be like,
Honestly, I'm not-
I ain't feeling good
Seeing
still.
the beating he just took.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, he needs some more time.
But I can see a Dominic Reyes getting a win because he's on a 2-fight win streak right now. So I can see him beating Nikita Krylov and giving him either, if the fight falls out, give him Khalil Roundtree, or he fights either Rakic or Jan Blachowicz. Beats either one of those two. I could see him getting a title shot.
Yeah, I can see him
it's
fighting
possible.
Blachowicz.
It's always
Like, you see how quick we just turned about him getting out of here to title
You
shots?
can't throw the UFC out of crazy
Dana.
title shots.
The
You
light
see how many-
heavyweights, bro.
Look at who was
like-
it? Urseg? What was he ranked when he got his title shot?
Bingo.
Number 8?
Bingo. That's what I'm. Well, you see that
You know,
speaks
so-
exactly to like the depth of like how bad some of these divisions
Never
are.
doubt the UFC.
But not only
You got
that,
no
it's just
names.
sometimes people call out, and then if they call out,
You
it's
got
like,
somebody
yo,
who'll step in. Khalil
Exactly.
Roundtree ranked what 8 or 10, and he got the title
Vice
shot.
versa, exactly.
Another
You know what I
example.
mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like he could do it. Dominic Reyes. Hey man,
Man.
You just
I'm
gotta
talking to
stay
you.
ready.
Yeah,
Stay
Dom.
I
ready.
know you were
Be in the
watching. I know
gym.
you're a
Put that
fan, Dominic
work in.
Reyes. You better lock in, bro.
I mean,
Stay in that gym, bro.
shit.
You should fight Jamal Hill.
That'll be a first round.
He could.
Bet the house on
That's
it.
actually,
Yeah.
that's actually not bad. I could,
Yeah, you know,
that'll be better. Him fighting
get
Hill.
Jamal Hill like a chance to get a dub real quick. It's just
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get himself back on track. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
man.
I don't know.
Hill in here?
I am.
I
want him to do better.
I was.
No,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Jamal Hill. I'm like a upset parent that just wants to see him do better.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate the tattoos. I hate the What is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Speaking of tattoos,
on, bro.
one of the worst
I don't know.
tattoos.
One of the worst.
Dom,
But-
the trash talk that he does.
Yeah.
It's just
so that was I was a fan of him walking out of I think he out of Contender Series. That's
When
when
he
I first
won the
saw
belt,
him.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah, he was beast.
on his side,
Fan.
100%.
And he had a lot of knockouts
Sweet
coming
dreams.
in.
I was like,
I was
never put him out.
definitely
He
a
will
fan.
knock you out. He's
Yeah.
It was that
always like
weird
an
shit
underdog.
The way he beat Glover was
Yeah.
a statement.
It was
Right.
crazy.
But after,
That
What you
way-
were just talking about with the whole thing with the Chama chain and the whole thing
like,
where he
bro.
was like making fun of Alex,
Yep.
that like turn he did with that fight, that's where you kind of lost.
Yeah.
it.
Some people can play the
whole
villain.
Alex thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could not play.
he
the
can't
villain.
play it. Some people are good at playing a role. Look at Kobe.
Yeah.
That's
Some
that's
people
the
can
thing
do
I
it.
always
Some
compared
people
him to.
just can't do it.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
what I was
shows.
It's
the
like,
work.
he started
couldn't do
off
it.
like showing mad respect at first,
You
taking
know what
a
I mean?
picture with
sign
him.
sign my hoodie
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, it's
Sign my
like-
hoodie for me.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you can't. And then
Complete
You
180.
go into WWE fucking.
Yeah, right?
It's like, bro, I understand you try to sell some fights, but come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's not genuine. It's one
Yeah.
thing with like Colby. Like I feel like that's the only thing I know about Colby's personality. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a time where he's been like humble, like yo, I respect you. Let's have it. It's always been like this persona. At the end of the fight, he kind of throws it away
Yeah,
when
he-
they're like dapping each other up. Right after, you kind of see him kind of toss it to the side, but
Yeah, because he
that's
got his
like
ass
quick.
whooped.
He
Yeah.
did, but then right after he'll immediately
Nah,
start
you got
talking.
it, fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, all right, well, you got me.
You got me.
You got me.
But he's big like Connor, where he's like, your wife was in my DMs
Yeah,
right after
you know what
losing.
I'm
Like he'll do
saying?
stuff
Yeah.
like that to just kind of keep it going. But that's kind of
You
the
gotta
move
do
you
it.
got to do. You know what I mean? You got to promote the fight to an extent. But like we were saying, when you feel it, the fakeness coming from it, you don't like it. And with Jamal Hill, who we were fans of, you can't really enjoy it if you feel how fake it is.
Yeah,
you know, like it just
yeah.
doesn't seem real. And like with him, like you said, you start off with sign my hoodie and you turn into that. I got it,
You know
bro.
what I mean? And then he's complaining about the fight, saying it was a fluke because the stoppage with the Herb Dean with the low kick.
Man.
I've seen
The
that video.
distance was
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
close,
Yeah.
so you can't say
Outta
that.
here.
He threw the first punch.
He
I've
threw
seen
the
the
first punch.
video
He was
slow
not-
down so much.
Exactly.
He
So
throws the first punch, you can't complain.
it's
Exactly. You were ready. If not, back up, bro.
It's not
Just
like-
all you
doesn't
gotta
work
do is
like
take a
that,
step back.
bro.
It's not like Herb Dean got in there and actually stopped it.
just you know,
He
it
wasn't that
literally
close.
wasn't even
No, it's,
stopped.
He
it's just
backed him
because
off
Pereira
real
like was
quick.
like, yo, you know,
The
he
distance
knows, like,
was
he hit me
already
when nuts.
broken.
Said, "I'm
Pereira
good,
was
man.
already
Yeah,
locked
exactly. He
in.
was like, I'm good, and then that was it. He threw a swing, and then he got rocked.
Once Pereira's in the flow state,
Yeah, he would have knocked out Herb Dean.
look out.
No, you're not wrong. It's bad, man. Imagine he knocks out Herb Dean.
I could see
One of these refs is
Nah,
getting
nah.
slept.
Somebody-
Nah,
Well,
Herb's
I don't-
too like OG, bro.
I don't
You can't
remember
do Herb Dean like
what
that.
fight it was. This
Yeah, he knows some things.
well, he fights, bro. He
Yeah,
fought.
Herb
He
used to fight here and there. He did a couple of fights.
There was a fight this past weekend at the Mexico card that they did for the fight night,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember who it was, but someone was just getting absolutely slaughtered on the ground, and the
Yeah.
ref was like trying to break it up, but he couldn't jump in without at least taking one to the face. So he was waiting for the guy to put his arm up so he could jump in, but you saw
a
him
bad
like,
ref.
like the
That's
he,
a bad
he
ref.
already wanted to
If I'm there
stop
getting
it,
rocked, bro.
but he had to let 3 get in so he could jump in
Nah,
because he was
bro,
like,
you
I don't
gotta
want to get
jump
one
and
of the
kick
face.
that, bro. You
Nah,
gotta-
it was
Early
bad.
prelim refs beef.
It was bad. It was bad.
Wild.
Because you know when the commentators like,
checking his
stop it,
phone.
stop it. And it's all 3 of them. They're like, stop this fight, stop this fight. Yeah, it was bad. But you saw his intentions. He was trying to jump in, and he was like, I don't know when to get in here, bro.
It's like double Dutch.
No, he
Nah,
literally
bro.
like double dutch. He let the fear get in. He's like, I don't know when to jump in, man. I don't know. How
That's
to
a
get
bad
in here.
ref, bro. Take that hit. That's what you're getting paid for.
Yeah.
It's so
You're getting
bad.
paid to save a life.
Hell, man.
Literally.
Yeah.
Save some years at least.
Yeah.
Flags, that brain damage is gonna be crazy. Gonna be talking like Bryce Mitchell on the card. Speaking of which,
Bryce Mitchell's on the card.
no, I know. We're not him yet. All right, we got another one coming up. You know,
Hopefully he
actually, it's
has an
crazy
announcer
the
for him.
layout that they did with this.
I was just about to say that.
You would think as I'm reading it,
You would
like,
think Bryce Mitchell would have been the first, or where at least Yair is.
you know what it is? You know what it is the hype around Gene Silva.
Yeah,
I think
they're
they got to put
boosting
him a little higher,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
a lot of talk with Bryce Mitchell. They got to throw him up a little higher. Plus, Bryce Mitchell's an
that's
exciting fighter too.
Exactly
So we
that.
can't,
Exactly that.
as much as people would like to,
Because
Nah, he's cool.
If you look right after Michael Chandler and Patty, that's all hype.
That's-
talk. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a good fight, but
Yeah.
that doesn't deserve to be co-main.
7 and 12.
You know what I mean? Like
When you
in
got
my
fucking-
eyes, at least.
I would.
I know Chandler's been waiting, but especially after losing
Yeah.
to Oliveira, he needs something.
I
bro.
totally get because of name value and again the casual fans and the whole thing.
Exactly.
This next fight that we're gonna go over, I personally think should be higher up on the card, but I
Yes.
kind of understand why they put it there. Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull.
Man.
Now,
Banger.
for the
Yes,
casual
that
fan,
the
one's gonna
people's
be good.
co-main.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
people's
yeah,
co-main.
yeah.
That is the
True
people's
that,
co-main.
true that.
He's ranked number 5, and you got him over here.
Yeah, I need.
It's honestly for me it's more so Pitbull. So the
Yeah.
fact that they didn't
Yeah.
give Pitbull more of a thing for the casual fans. For those of you that don't know, this is a former Bellator champion. I would just say like Michael Chandler's fucking kryptonite or something.
Honest to God,
Like
yeah.
this dude is a well actually Michael Chandler at this point has several kryptonites. That dude's been on.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? He should deserve the same kind of respect that Michael Chandler got on the way in, where you kind of give him a co-main or maybe even a main
Yeah,
event
right
on a
away,
fight
for
or
sure.
something like that. Yeah,
For
just
sure.
give him especially against a Yair Rodriguez who's a former
Just-
title
just
contender and
about
a
to
former
say,
champion.
Where they're at in their
know.
careers, age-wise and everything, it's like, do you really want to let him try to build his way? I get it. He can win this fight and probably jump straight to a title shot within
Yeah.
a fight maybe, but
Just like
it's
Chandler.
like,
Yeah.
what's Pitbull, 36,
Yeah,
35 years old?
Something like that.
So it's like,
Yeah, something.
once you
37.
get 37, even
Oh,
you
he's-
know,
yeah,
you're
he's
pushing
actually
40
up
years
there.
old, going in there for a contender fight. You're not even going in for a title fight. You're going in for a possible contender fight.
Well, actually, no. I think that I don't know if it's again rumor.
I
talk,
did hear that
hearsay.
it might have been.
I think
rumored
winner of
contender.
that one is getting the next shot.
Yep.
And then I was watching Volk talking to Mighty Mouse, and he was saying that like right after he wins, he's calling out who he wants to fight. So I don't really know how that works out.
Who
If-
wins?
Yeah, like
Yeah. Volk
so
gotta
like that's
slow
what I'm
down
saying.
with
Like
that.
he said, I'm calling out who I want to fight next after I win the title when he fights Diego Lopez. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, there's a fight earlier on in the night that is for the number one contender. So like.
Yeah.
Who are you calling out if Dana's already like this person is going to get it? So I don't know how that's going to work if he has another name in mind besides one of these two guys. But it makes sense to give it to one of these two. Patricio Pitbull, this is going to be his UFC debut. He's not no slouch. He's not somebody that's going to come here scared of the lights and all that other stuff that people always give him for the debut.
got hands.
He's been here. He's done that. He's a former champion several times. Like, this is going to be a great fight. Yair Rodriguez, exciting, explosive, crazy, dynamic strikes. Like this is going to be a fire fight.
I need Yair.
Put
to
this
win,
as a
bro.
co-main event. What are we doing, bro?
Yes.
Literally.
Yes.
As much
makes
as I would
sense.
love to see Pitbull win and have a good debut, I'm taking Yair.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm
that.
taking
I like
Yair.
Yair too much as a fighter, what he's done. I would love to see him get back towards the belt,
Right.
try to get further than that interim championship that he had, and I would like to see him. Not saying that he's going to beat Volk.
No. I mean, the first time it didn't go so well
You know
either.
what I mean?
Yeah,
We've
it's
been
tricky.
there and done that, where it's like there's always a chance.
So it sounds like
second
you already
chance, but-
picked Volk to beat Diego Lopez.
I'm just saying, man.
Interesting.
I don't know. I've been hearing that it's gonna be a whitewash either way, one way or the other, and it's like, I don't know.
No, I want Volk
I
to
don't
take
see it
it,
going
but
I don't see.
that way
I
for
don't see
Volk.
nobody.
I want Volk to take it, but I feel like Volk can only take it if it hits the 5th round. Lopez, I got Lopez within the first 1 to 4th round, bro.
The size difference is kind of crazy. I mean, he might be
saying.
really strong for Volk.
If Volk,
Diego?
Yeah, he's
nah,
He's a
Diego
tough
got
dude.
land.
He's on a roll right
Maybe.
yeah,
maybe.
he's just on a
maybe.
tear,
Bro,
bro.
imagine like you just
Strong?
He
won
looks.
that
He
many
looks.
fights straight
I mean, think
back
about
to
it.
back to-
He had a couple fights at catch weight, like 55, right? Lopez, didn't he?
Yeah,
Volk's
he had-
been at fucking
and he's
what,
big.
Like you
He's-
said 200, 300.
Yeah, but I know.
Only if Volk tires him out. That's the only way I'm seeing it, bro. If not, Lopez
Different
is taking
breed,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
I can
Especially
say-
to freaking come from that weight and train and stay at
If I didn't see the photo of rugby player Volkanovski, I would never believe that man was 242 pounds. Never. He's a big dude.
And the fact that it's rugby that he's playing, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's a different sport in itself. You know what I mean? I mean, not like MMA.
Coming off of 2 KOs.
Similar, bro. It's literally wear and tear to your body.
Yeah.
Like, I know. They don't care, bro. No pads, no nothing. It's just...
just throw themselves into the fire,
Bro, it's just literally running as fast as you can to someone else and just colliding, bro.
Straight.
Whoever makes it out alive wins.
Straight.
I could see Yair. I think this is going to be a closer fight than we think. I can see Yair like taking it, but my only thing is that like we go into the reach of the fighters and the whole thing. I mean, we got kind of a layout on how to beat him in the sense of like the shorter fighter. You just got to pressure him, try to take him down, and that's kind of Patricio Pitbull's whole thing. Yeah. So I'm worried about the takedown.
It's
I'm worried
also
about
only
the
3
grappling.
rounds.
Yeah.
It's
only only 3 rounds. You know what I mean?
That changes everything, bro.
Yeah.
I was just based off the 3-rounder. It's off. I mean,
we know they both can go 5.
Yeah.
Definitely can go 5. It's off who comes off first. Stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're.
With this whole conversation,
I just had to throw it in there. But
yeah, I don't know. We'll find out, man. It's gonna be interesting to see.
I agree with that. I think it is whoever gets off the starting block
for sure.
first.
I think Yair's striking is just.
I give him the striking
in the featherweight division.
I give him even the creativeness.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't see. Like, the
jumping around, flying kicks and stuff, you know?
Little shit, but it's like the way he makes the combos, the way he lets go of the combos.
That elbow he got Korean
when he decides to let go of the combos.
It's
you know what I mean?
different.
That's where Yair's excellent and different at.
Compared to Pitbull.
But then Pitbull's like textbook. You know what I mean? It's like solid game, solid plan.
But textbook, solid game, D-League. It's been
that is a good point.
Different ball.
That is a solid point.
Career.
He is coming from somewhere. You know what I mean?
I like him. And I think he's done great.
There's a lot of great fighters, but like a lot of them, like
there's reasons why you're in that league.
Yeah, when they come over to the UFC, they don't really
look at Chandler. Chandler was a champ. He's done great in the UFC. He's very entertaining.
Yeah.
He hasn't touched the gold yet.
I wouldn't say he's done great in the UFC. That's a bold
I would say for his career, done good.
Money wise,
he's shot himself.
Bank account, sure.
You know,
I'll give you that.
Ferguson would say he's done great.
Publicity.
Ferguson would say he's also done great. You're not wrong. Bank account, money wise, there's a couple people that say they've done great. I wouldn't say career wise.
No, there's one reason.
Now, we're talking Yair, Pitbull.
Yeah, there's one reason why I was gonna say I need Yair to win, bro.
The parlay.
2 reasons.
But you're talking about these two, and then what? Title contention?
Yeah.
Now, what happens to Brian Ortega, who just beat Yair?
What happens to Barrett?
I think he's going to be back there for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be back. Because here's my thing. Diego Lopez beat him. And Volkanovski beat him. You can't really give him an argument, even though he just beat one of these guys to go. It's weird MMA math when it comes to stuff like that. Like when it comes the matchmaking, and they give you the list, you're just like, I mean, it makes sense, but then but this guy blocked that. You know,
me personally, I'd rather see Yair.
I think it's the hype. Next, I think the hype would be Yair.
Or the winner of this.
Or would you have Volk and Diego now? Then as long as things go well, like nobody gets injured, no crazy, whatever. Yair versus Brian Ortega, that's the actual #1 contender instead.
If it's Yair or if it's Pitbull as well.
I think Pitbull, if he wins, gets a title shot because it's a fresh matchup, champion from another organization. You can promote it a million different ways, no matter who wins between Volk or Diego.
Yep.
I think that is automatic.
I completely agree.
With Diego winning and Yair winning, you can connect that right away.
Yeah.
I think you could run that. That's no problem. The issue with Brian Ortega is that he got dog-walked pretty bad by Diego. And then Volkanovski, obviously, he had the 2 almost submissions and the whole thing. So maybe that one you can kind of play it up a little bit more to do a rematch. But he still got beat.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to look at the whole thing, you got beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't, when you get like, finessed like out of the full 5 rounds. If you get clipped and you get knocked out, I can give you a little bit more grace to give you a rematch.
happens.
It happens. Yeah. But if you get beat for 25 straight minutes,
Yeah, that's different. That's
Sit there and watch that
That's just
again.
sad to watch, bro.
It's
You have to wait for your next
man.
chance, my boy.
I'm looking at it. Let's see.
You can have him
actually,
fight the loser.
so we got. Actually, I feel like they need to update this because Max Holloway, I guess, officially moved up, so he's no longer in featherweight. But vacant title, obviously, Ilya gave it up. You got Volkanovski as 1. Max is at 2 still, technically. Diego Lopez at 3. And this is a name that I think we all forgot about. Mozvar Evloev is somebody who I think would be in that mix. Then he's number 4. And then you got Yair at 5. And Brian sitting right at the outside at 6.
Talking about Brian Ortega.
I mean, it's just.
I mean, you forget
Just
about
the
it's
name.
not. It's not that he's forgettable. It's just that like you.
The performances he's had in the past.
They've been
3 fights.
all right, but he's winning.
He's winning.
But barely.
Yo, actually, low key, he might be next.
Where's Aljo?
1,
I'll
2,
he
3,
lost to him,
4,
so he didn't
5,
get ranked
6,
on
7, 8 fight winning streak.
But that's where it comes down
Just
to. Can you sell?
Evloev just
I know,
beat.
right?
Tickets?
But listen to his last 3. I would argue, actually his last 4. His last 4 that he's beat: Aljamain Sterling,
Okay.
Arnold Allen,
Yeah.
Diego Lopez, and that was the short notice fight, so that one has a little bit of a weird, whatever.
Nah, you still got
and then
that.
Dan Ige. I'd argue
Okay.
he gets the next title shot, bro.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's
I would say so. That's a good-
justifiable.
Not exciting fights.
Yeah,
Not
Nothing too
exciting.
crazy.
it's justifiable on paper. To a fan,
Is it gonna sell?
nobody's
Make it
gonna
cold. Make it
want it.
cold.
Is it gonna
Yeah,
sell?
I
Make it
mean,
go.
You're talking about what's his name?
The Russian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mozart Evloev, yeah.
Yes.
Take a shot.
Yeah.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
I'll definitely take one for that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
For
Wait,
sure.
Should we play? What? We're on the prelim still? No.
No.
No. We'll do a round of that in a second, but he definitely messed that one
It's
up.
because I was looking up his stats real quick. So,
I got you.
but not.
He's good.
He
overall
got a
well-rounded.
decision.
He's good.
Decision fighter.
8-fight
Yeah.
winning streaks. I feel like he
But that's what
earned it.
if you're.
in a
That's what I'm
way.
saying. We're talking. He's a Bilal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of
Exactly. I
these
was gonna say
This is what
the
guys.
it's
same
coming
thing.
to, though. I just if this is what it's becoming.
This is what it's becoming. Salute.
You look at the Ankalaevs and the Bilals and use him for example.
Yeah.
It's not very exciting.
Well, not exciting, but you can't say anything against
can't
it.
deny
I know.
You can't deny
You have
it.
to respect it,
until
but
the rules change.
it's like the
That's
UFC
it.
can't
It's
get
like
mad
wrestling.
when the
It's the damn
pay-per-views
rules,
start
bro.
going way downhill.
I still feel like wrestlers have the advantage in UFC, bro.
Yo,
sure.
Yo,
Well,
I'm so tired of these niggas.
At what point do you throw the
The wrestling
ranking system out the window then, though? That's the thing.
No, I wouldn't say throw the ranking system out the window. I just say update the rules when it comes
The
to
rules definitely
holding
need to be
and
updated.
not doing nothing. That's all I'm saying.
We've been talking
You
about
can't
this.
be giving.
There needs to be an
That comes down to
activity,
the judging. you
It
know?
comes down to the judging. That's right.
and that too. They need to change the judging.
that ground game.
judging is
that
horrible.
Can't be
Personally-
like that much points.
if you're not doing anything,
depends on what it is.
If you're not doing it.
Right.
If you're
If you're
holding, it's not as much as if you're like landing strikes on the ground.
Exactly.
Bro, just
If
'cause
you-
he's like.
If there's constant
getting
work
choked
getting
out-
put in, then
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
cool. But
Right.
that laying there with the arms resting, I mean, I
exactly.
get it. You're
Yeah,
both
yeah,
catching a
yeah.
breather.
Chihuihuis that just fought.
Yeah.
he escaped
That
though.
whole fight
Yeah.
was grappling.
Yeah,
But
scrapping,
Not
yeah.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won it, but it's like
Exactly.
He's active on the ground for what he's doing, but it's not
It looked like he was
exciting.
getting
It
choked
doesn't
out, exactly.
like are
He
they
was getting-
are
he
they
was getting
counting
really
those
choked
as
out, like-
significant punches and
That was close.
significant strikes landed?
I don't know about significant unless it's like something like you're like
Rock-
if you're like
an elbow
top
rock
mount, like you're above,
Yo,
and you're landing them like
can
you
we
know
put
what I mean?
significant strikes like way more important? In
Over-
I would think
over-
so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I would
it's,
think-
it's
Can we do that?
significant.
You
right?
got guys that'll go a whole fight.
Right.
The wording is there.
Can we
Yeah.
really like emphasize that shit?
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
real.
It just doesn't make
These
sense.
strikers are getting their ass whooped.
They are.
I don't know.
Or
what's
just
going
they're just being held down. It's not really getting their ass whooped. It's getting held down.
on. Literally.
yeah, but it's like for the sake of the entertainer, which is half of their job. I mean, entertaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We
Do
want to see
something
an
with the grappling.
entertaining
If
fight.
you're not gonna punch, at least fucking.
And that's when it comes down to the
Elbows,
ref.
elbows,
Stand them up.
something.
Now
Yo,
we got the legal elbows,
So this
man.
is-
Yes.
this is what I'm
Something.
saying.
and the knees.
I really haven't been. Maybe they're not used to it like that.
They're
yet,
not. I would
but I haven't
argue.
been seeing enough of them.
Yes, there
Yeah,
are
not
entertainers,
yet.
but that's not their job. Their job is to win fights.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just listen.
Their job's both.
In an unfortunate world, we have two sides.
Their job's both. Because where are you doing these fights at? It's not a street fight.
The Ultimate Fighting Championship to see who's the best fighter in the world. But here's my thing.
Entertaining fight.
And no, this is where I was gonna say right here. Right. On one hand.
Yeah.
There's the whole wrestler situation where they're holding, it's wrestle fucking the whole time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, bro, if you're that good, get him off you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. And then at the other thing that we also spoke about earlier where we were criticizing refs, you have the Jorge Masvidal 6-second flying knee, arguably one of the most exciting moments in the sport history. Yep. And after you can clearly tell that he's clean knocked out, he hits him with those punches afterwards that he shouldn't have, but they were absolutely necessary. Was his answer?
That's what Masvidal said.
Like,
but
you
was
want people
it though?
to be safe, but it's like I don't know what you want. You kind of
it was not when he was already knocked out.
This is all right. Two
with the extra punch.
Two things we're gonna go over real quick. Just to kind of real quick. Number one,
confirm the kill.
Two things we're gonna go over.
I'm with the safety, as long as the ref does his job.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if, in the Masvidal case, the ref wasn't there yet.
When they
It happened really quick, 6 seconds.
Never know. He should have woke right back up.
Gotta be quicker than that.
You got to be quicker than that. You're not wrong.
He was out.
But
He
two
was
things
out.
I want to go over.
What's up?
Two things I want to go over. One. All right, so let's go over this whole ref situation, right? So we all are on the same page. We hate all the wrestling, and not in the sense of like we don't like wrestling, but in the sense of like, you need to do something with it. DC was flipping dudes over and stuff. You can make it exciting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
Useful.
Do we
tactics.
think points need to be taken away?
Yes.
Or do we think there needs to be like in soccer they have there's two arguments I've heard. Soccer where they have a card situation. You get a yellow card in a situation where a ref gives you a verbal warning. You have 10 seconds, for example, to progress or do something, or I'm breaking it up and you start back at your respective
I like
points.
that.
Just go by
I've never heard of that, but
What do you think of like something like that happening?
I like that.
Me personally, the point system, taking away points, I don't think that's fair.
It won't.
Do you think that's too aggressive?
Too aggressive.
Too aggressive.
However, the card,
That's a great way to do it.
great way.
One championship does that.
I say
do.
one warning,
They do,
but
right.
points,
But there's
bro,
also a
because
ref
the points.
in the UFC. What's his name?
Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard.
Yeah.
He already knew.
yes. But
I told you.
he's more. I don't want to say he's more for the entertainment.
No, but he's big on like work.
Big on work.
Big on
you
work.
know?
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
why not all refs be
Follow that, yeah.
At least follow that.
All
You don't
refs
have
are
to
like-
be. You can do whatever the fuck you want on all the other ref stuff you do, but when it comes to ground and pound and grappling, if they're not busy,
Yeah.
10
Move it.
seconds,
Break
or
it up. Stand up.
break it up, stand
I want
up.
him to like break it up way more often.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's
You know?
some like Goddard, for example. He's big on keeping it busy, but he's also the king of early stoppage. So like
Give and take,
You
man.
know what? It's just
Very true.
I'm not a fan of early stoppages.
at all, bro. At all.
That's
It
what she
ruins
But
the fight.
I mean, early stoppage or save your life. You know what I mean? So it's
I
like,
guess.
yeah, you could have got knocked out cold or
Yeah.
just got up fine. You know what I mean?
I
So-
think I'm okay with the early stoppage human error rather than like Dana White being like we're getting AI involved and all this other stuff.
I guess,
we talked
yeah.
about like AI refs and
Yeah,
stuff
bring
like
the
that.
robots in. Fuck it.
I don't know about all that. I think I'm cool with the early stoppages. And
Nah,
stuff
I
like
feel
that.
like if it is early stoppage, we can like make sure both fighters are good, and we have like a vote. Like, are they good to continue on fighting?
I don't know. You can really. That's the issue with that is that you can't really like how like you can say you're good, but
I
how
guess
can you
goes-
tell that you're good? Because here's my thing,
Both
right?
coaches would say that.
Playing sports, I have been concussed and not know I've had a concussion for like I think a week or something.
then it
hits you. And a lot
Then
of-
it hits me. So
a lot of fighters say that they'll handshake the other fighter, everything,
Not remember a thing.
and not remember that whole thing too.
Blackout.
So it's
they
like-
they come to like in the ambulance
in
on the way to the
ambulance
hospital or
in
something
the
like that.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
That's
Exactly.
wild.
you know, but
That's why. All right, we'll
But
let their coaches to be
on,
like,
on
yeah,
the
he's good or not.
ranking, me personally,
Yeah.
I'm surprised Dana, Hunter, Shelby, they haven't took that took that over themselves.
Like they said they were going to.
Like they do matchmaking.
Like Dana said he was going
do
to.
everything else business wise, but not the rankings. Me personally, I find that very shocking because like Dana, for example, he tells it how it is. He doesn't hold back for anybody. You know what I mean? So it's like if he were to do the rankings, he'd tell you why. He'll give you the reasoning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm surprised.
I like that idea.
On the ranking, they haven't took control. But then again, I get it.
I kind of like it though. I don't want him to have too much power because
That's
like you
fair.
just said, he talks his talk. I like that he'll be like, yeah, it don't make any sense to me either, bro. I'm with you. And he'll like the guys asking him the questions are like, yeah, you right?
Yeah, he would have disagreed with judges. Yep.
Like have him be like the main judge. Like every fight is
Well, the thing with the
chosen by Dana White.
judges are given
tough.
based off
That's
of where they are. So like if they're in like Nevada or something like that, they have the Nevada like athletic commission that will then come and they'll provide them with 3 judges. Granted, they could be 3 famous judges because they also do boxing and all this other stuff. Right. So like you'll know their names kind of, or they'll be like familiar faces. Kind of, you don't really see who they are.
Nah, the Vegas judges be off.
They're
every
weird,
time.
but you get what I'm saying. Like it's so
Parlays.
they gotta have
Their parlays
something
be
where they
hitting.
can't be
Which
fully
is
controlled.
really weird because you would think because the PIs there, fight nights are there practically.
Yeah.
They would have the best judges.
Oh, actually, real quick, side note. Well, again, I have another thing I want to talk about, and there's also a pin that I got to go back to at some point. But to give actually, because you guys are on the show, and I can already tell how much you guys watch. What do we think about the whole Apex fights? Do we want them? Do we not want them? Do we want the crowd? Kill it.
Like, I'm not. I don't say kill it.
I've seen enough, man.
But I'm definitely like, why is it so?
COVID's over.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
COVID-19
Like,
is no longer a thing.
at least make it populated. At least make it
Do something
worth-
with it useful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's-
I hear you on that.
I do like
You know?
hearing the punches.
I'm a fan
That
of.
was great.
I'm the
It
fan.
was-
it
I'm
was
a fan of
amazing.
that.
Just get better mics.
You know exactly. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie to you though. It's weird because I'm a fan of like. Sometimes I just want to like when it's a low key Saturday and it's a fight night and it's
Calm
really
fight.
and
That's
it's
why
really
you
just
watch.
trash
it's just
talk or
it's just
the-
me
the
really
coaches,
like
yeah.
even
I remember the early
I have the boys come over, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's really just like me just sitting just watching the early. I love like all right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna focus on this. I'm like analyzing whatever. It's like watching any of the sport like muted in a weird way, you know. So I like that aspect, but at the same time when they do something that, like going to like Jacksonville or something like that, and they have a fight night in front of a small arena or something like that,
Love it.
so different.
Love it.
different.
So different,
It's
bro.
like just bring the
Like,
people back.
I know.
And it's like, why not boost your revenue?
Yeah, right.
Boost the publicity.
Yeah.
Boost,
Yeah, amp the fighters up.
you know what I
too,
mean?
feel me?
Amps the fighters.
Bring
Yeah.
it back to Boston.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dana, come back to Boston.
Did you guys even attempt to look at those tickets when they came to
Bro,
TD?
we went.
We went.
You
We
went,
went.
bro.
For real?
I don't
Yeah,
even want
we
to ask you
went.
guys how
Yeah.
much you spent, bro. Because when I looked at those tickets, I was like, I'm good.
Not bad, bro.
$700.
Not bad.
Sorry.
We got pretty decent
That's,
spots,
that's good.
man.
When I
Decent
checked,
seats.
they had already like resale already started. Nosebleeds. I'm talking the way back at
Yeah,
TD.
nah, we were
down,
on it.
bro.
Right.
You know what's
As
better?
soon as I found out,
Bink.
Three
Yeah,
tickets.
you got it, bro.
Three
You got it.
tickets.
You know what's cheaper? Just buy a ladder, bro, or rent it. Walk in with a ladder, be like, I'm here to
Just
fix
as like
something.
200 to the security guard. Way too
Yeah,
much.
exactly, bro.
Wearing the highlighter vest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, I'm working
Yeah,
on the thing in the
just go
back.
ahead.
Any,
Go ahead.
any of y'all have been to a UFC event?
Yeah, I have out here in the TD Garden. Not the latest one, but the one before that.
before it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I need to go.
So
Was that
you can
Connor?
probably speak for it.
No, it wasn't Connor.
no.
No,
No,
they had
no.
one before, after.
Yeah,
like,
it was a couple years ago out here at TD, but it was dope.
The best.
It was dope.
The best
Yeah.
thing I've ever
I've been to
experienced in my life.
Patriots, Red Sox, Celtics.
Same,
Never
same.
Bruins
I've been to
on my to-do list.
I've been to every,
But
every-
UFC,
every UFC.
Fire, bro.
I-
Fire.
literally,
I've been to Monday
I made
Night Raw.
best friends. Sadly, I didn't grab his number. Pause.
Yeah.
But literally made best friends with the dude right next to me, and he came from North Carolina.
Dog, it's
Literally,
a great time,
Literally
man.
different.
No,
We're the
bro,
literally
worst.
different.
We're the worst fans and the best
No
fans.
bullshit,
Like,
Bro, I made enemies because the dude next to me was talking to me like, "Yo, let's go get a beer." I already had a beer, and I should have just went to go get a beer because he met Dana White when he went to go get a beer, and I was like,
oh,
"You
Yeah,
motherfucker!"
nah, you
like,
should've
come on,
dragged
bro.
you.
I should have got another beer.
Damn.
I was already
Always
a
get the
couple
beer.
shots in,
Always
and
get
I already
the
had
beer.
like my beer was full. I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." I
always
already
get
got a
another
beer,
beer.
bro.
You can always have two beers.
I could. I should have. I should have, and I would have met Dana White.
You
Who
would have met Dana
knows?
White, bro.
Wow.
Who knows? He
man.
would have been probably in the next episode.
I know, right? Dana White, we know you watch.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's MMA.
That's so funny, man. I need to go. I've low-key,
From
like,
Mass. You know you love us.
I know.
Yeah.
We gotta have him at some point come on.
must
We'll,
have
we'll
one
reach
of
out to
the
Dana
best
White.
fans.
You know,
Oil him up.
We're too busy for him, so we might have to clear our schedule. But
Oil
we'll
him
figure
up.
it out. Oil him up. Oil him up. That's how you know degenerates, man. It's so funny because like we've had a couple people on the show and like they're fans, but you could tell like you guys are on like social media.
You either watch or you don't. You know?
I mean, not to get too back into it, but little backstory. I wasn't really crazy into MMA, and then my man's right here. Show me a little something. Show me a little something.
You like that?
And ever since,
show them the light, bro.
I took off, and I'm telling you, for the past 4 years,
5
Yeah.
years.
maybe
Dig it,
5,
bro.
I have not missed a fucking
Dig it.
Saturday.
Yeah, I feel you.
My niece's birthday parties,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, if I go somewhere, it's I'm on.
Let him go. Let him go.
weddings,
Yeah.
church, whatever it is.
Like, why does he have his
And I
VR on?
need I need you to pause, and I need everybody to pause, and I need you to look at me. I need you to zoom in, look at me right here. Me. It's not just me. To those of you that judge me, it's not just me.
I love
thank you.
the excitement. I
Man.
love the blood.
That's
I love
That's like
the shit talking.
My
It's
favorite-
just different.
Favorite video of myself. I'm not one to take photos of myself. I don't, it's whatever. But the funniest video, my favorite video of myself, I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation in PR. It's lit, a beautiful time, nice weather. We're at a club. Bumping, lights everywhere, just beautiful women all over the place, drinks flowing, and me in the corner on my phone watching Stephen Wonderboy Thompson get after it, bro. Like,
I could name a number of times I've been in the club, UFC, and I'll tell the promoter too. If I go and it's not on the TV at the club, I'm leaving.
I'm out.
I'm leaving.
I'm out. You know how
Literally.
often I don't go out because wherever we're going
Bro.
won't even throw it on one TV.
Yeah.
Even if it's a fight night, like you can throw that on, bro.
For sure.
Bro,
When the bar manager's like, I have a link, I'll give you
I was
the
at the
link.
bar.
Literally.
They had
Literally.
UFC, Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins. I was like, yo, this is the good
Nah,
night.
around here, they always throw me in the back corner by myself. They'll throw on a million TVs with a bunch of like random college sports that nobody's paying attention to. But UFC, they'll be like, you gotta sit in the back over there with the one TV that faces away from the window.
Can we just change the darts?
It's too grueling. It's too gruesome.
Can we change the fucking card game? Y'all got
I don't want to watch bowling right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
The World Series of poker. Can we change this?
Bro, there's no other sport. Like, believe me, like I love basketball, football, all that shit. But there's no other sport that would give you like a seizure seeing a crazy knockout.
Yeah,
after
yo.
seeing you're just like, oh.
The moment I talked about,
that
and you
rush,
said 4
bro,
years,
is
and you've been
crazy.
watching clearly for a while.
Crazy.
Nothing like explains this perfect. On the couch,
Yeah.
down bad. It's been a night of watching fights. We all been there. It's almost like 1, 2
know
in the
it all
morning.
too well.
I'm sitting there. I got
Shit.
crust in my eye. I'm watching
Girlfriend
Leon
sleeping on the
Edwards
lap.
get dominated by Kamaru
Dumped on his
Usman
head.
for 24 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm falling asleep. I'm pretty sure you were there. You were falling asleep.
why'd I stay up?
Everybody here is like, why are we here for this nonsense?
the bombs.
And then you just hear John Anik and honestly, Leon Edwards can just give up right now. But that is not the cloth from which he is cut. Bam! Headshot dead. Everyone
Last
immediately.
couple of minutes.
Whoa!
You look at your buddy that you told, yo, come watch the fights, and you go, anything could happen at any moment.
Anything can
Bro,
happen any
literally,
moment, bro.
Literally. And then after that, they're hooked. They're hooked on
There is
UFC.
no adrenaline rush, bro. Because
Literally no
any
adrenaline.
other
And then you're
sport,
like, I'm a Leon Edwards fan until his next
Oh,
fight.
it's not like
That's how it
I'm
be.
such a fan, man.
That's how it
I'm
be.
still a fan.
your top boy is
until
down
his next
bad right
fight.
now. Rub in it is not
You
doing
better
well
stop
right now.
moving getting some
He
peas.
had me till last fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Brady, big Sean Brady fan. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
even
a lot on that
he
one.
lost to Bilal.
But he
Bad.
changed it up because of that.
He did.
He
But
did
it's like
something
even
in the
so,
last like 10 seconds, which didn't count for nothing, bro.
Yeah.
But Bilal got him.
He must
Brady
have
got
went
him.
with the Khabibers.
Yeah, I mean,
He must have went out there, learned something, came back.
it's just
Something
2-3
happened.
years.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah.
2-3 years, you send them back.
That's what he did. He came back like Sean Brady out here.
Sean Brady, Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, for sure. This sport is great, man. There's just like so many little moments. Like I feel like
As a man on earth,
Yeah.
ain't nothing better than watching two niggas fighting.
nothing,
Yo,
bro.
I don't know.
Nothing, bro.
I don't know what
It all started. It all starts with World Star, and you go from there.
Yeah,
It all
bro.
starts with
It's
World
like
Star.
gladiator
But see,
shit.
Yeah.
personally, I don't know. Maybe it's me as I watch a lot more UFC. But when I go back on like, well, not Lord Star, but when I go on Twitter and I see fights like street fights,
so different now, right?
It's so different, and
personally,
I don't like them as much.
You're like, why don't you use leg kicks? Go for the single leg. It's right there.
Like, all right, you're gonna stomp him while he's down? Like, come on,
I'm like,
bro.
that's abuse.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Like,
where's the ref?
Where's the real?
Nobody's
like, but
stopping
that's
it.
not
Like,
cool.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
It is true. I just start watching like offshoot fights. Like I start watching street beefs.
Yeah.
I start watching these Russian streams where they're fighting people.
How do you guys think about that stuff?
Yeah, you got to be careful with those.
So
they're interesting in the beginning.
I'm a big fan of street beefs for what they stand for. The whole thing of like, yo, you genuinely have an issue with somebody to the point where you're willing to grab a gun and go and kill this guy.
Handle it.
Put that away. Come settle it and scrap here.
Yeah.
That's what street beefs is built on. Obviously, you get a couple.
Get his ass where he still pulls the shit.
Low key. But that's what it's built on. So for that, I respect street beefs.
Yeah, I
I will
like
always
that.
promote street beefs. I will watch it.
But you live.
You
live to fight
obviously
another
see some
day.
off-street
You feel
stuff
me?
that's like a little weird in there, but like for the most part, I'm a fan. I think that they do a good job. They have like organizations in the East Coast, the West Coast, and they're working on the South. I don't watch them like crazy often, but I follow them on everything, and I'll always catch a fight here and there. Shinigami the Reaper, you guys need to check that one out. You ever see a heavyweight throw a high kick, knockout in 3
I know
seconds?
who you're
You know
talking
exactly.
about.
He
I
wears
know
a
exactly.
red gi. You
Yep.
see him every time. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Big
Big
I know
dude.
exactly
Big
who you're
dude. Shout out
talking about.
Shinigami, bro.
Yep.
He's the
Oh,
best.
God.
But I
Would
like
he beat Butterbean?
Yeah, he beat Butterbean. High
Like
kick.
street
Yeah.
beef, my only thing, I wish they were more.
Get a mat.
Yeah.
You got
Organized
you.
or
Well, you have to understand. Like this is like if we threw $100 each and try to
feel
put
it.
on an organization.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like they don't have like I think the West Coast they'll get like a sponsor here and there, but like you'll see like depending on the one you're watching, like they actually have a cage, they actually have a mat.
Some people have the cage.
They'll
Yeah.
figure it out,
You
but
are
like
right.
they
Yeah.
gotta have like connections and stuff like that. So that's the only reason why I'll give them. But yeah, no, they are fighting on like
Yeah.
all
Fucking
kinds
grass
of wood, and
dirt or
grass, and
concrete,
dirt.
bro.
They'll have hay bales in the corner or something like that. So like I get it. You know, some of it is like there's still street fights, but at least they have a ref. They make sure that they have a cut person of some kind on hand.
Yo,
if
bring
things are a
back
little too
Kimbo Slice, bro.
It's all right. I've seen
R.I.P.
crazy knockouts on that
Yeah.
thing. though.
R.I.P. Kimbo.
That was different. Kimbo, that was I wouldn't even call that
different-
wild
was-
shot.
Kimbo would
that was
murder
real
people
street
standing
beef.
up, bro.
Kimbo, the one where the
that was
dude's
real
eye was
street
like
beef.
falling out, and he was like, "Get back in here!" And I was
Yeah,
like, "No,
like-
he's done, Kimbo."
Yeah,
It's like
he
he's
can't
done.
see. Bring out a fucking ambulance.
But Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva, how do we feel about that one? See what I mean?
So, Gene Silva all the way.
All
Bryce
day.
Mitchell, I don't know what the fuck he talks about. The world is flat. What?
That's the one that got you?
Yeah.
I don't. Hold up. First of all, hold on.
No.
Before we go,
That's the one I bring up.
Before we go,
That's
before
the
we
one
go,
that got
That's the only
me.
one we want to mention right now.
we are on so many platforms. I don't know how comfortable I feel about talking about the other stuff. Just look up Bryce Mitchell. You'll
Yeah, we
find it
don't
right
even
away.
need to
Find
get
other
into
stuff.
that.
You'll
You
find
guys
it right
already
away.
know.
I don't know if I'd go fishing with him, but
I definitely would not.
yeah, Bryce Mitchell. Listen, great fighter. In the cage, we're just talking about his skills. Great grappling, jiu-jitsu's off the rip. So I'm honestly like Gene Silva is a great fighter, but I'm a little. You know what I mean, we'll see how it goes.
I think Gene's on a tear.
He is, man. He's
I
got
think the fighting nerds.
that camp
On
is
a
crazy.
fucking-
That camp
I
is
think
crazy.
the fighting nerds are taking over.
Taking
and It's
over.
gonna be
I would
a
love to see
scary
Who knows what the
2025.
fuck they do? Because that's all we know. It's like
Yeah.
the fighting nerds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't
Taking
see a lot.
over.
You see
You don't
no
see
film in
no
their
film,
camps.
no nothing
They study.
except what they do in the octagon.
That's so true.
You know what I mean? And that's just
We need a new wave, man.
literally
I'm down for it. You know, I like Ruffy. I like what is it? Kyle
chow.
Chow.
Take a shot.
No. Kyle Bohalio.
That's it.
I practiced before these
That's
shows.
it.
Dog.
Man has flashcards.
I gotta be careful. I got him underneath the table. He's like Kyle Bohalio.
I'll say the name wrong. Okay.
But that camp is doing real good.
Carlos Prates.
Carlos Prates is killing it. They got a lot of people
I
that
just
are coming
think
up.
that is the
So
new wave.
here's my thing. You're saying this is the wave. We just listed 3 different fighters, but yeah, we're talking about wrestling and these Dagestanis taking over. Make it make sense.
I don't like it.
These guys are clearly
that's-
making waves, but the wrestlers are doing
From
their thing.
what we've seen of these nerd fighters, everyone they fought, not everyone, but
Most.
majority of the
Maybe
fighters
most.
have some type of background in wrestling.
Yeah.
And look what they've done to them.
Yeah.
That's what I like
So
to see.
that's
Somebody got.
I'm not saying
But that's
that-
what I'm saying. The wrestling, I don't think is the end all be all. There's a way to get around it.
But Dagestani fucking
Yo, these
wrestling. I mean,
Dagestanis.
then again, it
We're
comes-
gonna get real specific. It is Khabib's camp.
then again, it does.
Georgians are good
it does
too.
come down to matchup.
Yeah.
Styles make matchup.
Yeah.
So if you're fucking fighting Khabib's camp and you're just a grappler, then there's an issue. But
Yeah, because I feel like you can sign a waiver or whatever, go 2-3 years Dagestan, but unless you're training under Coach Khabib, it's not quite
So
the same.
Yeah.
we have this debate before.
We out.
Who has the best fighters?
What camp?
Russia, Brazil,
I think right now.
U.S.
U.S. get him away.
I'm down.
U.S.
I think
doesn't-
we're all in
here's my
agreement
thing, Here's the
there.
thing. U.S. only counts when the foreign fighters have to train out of their camp.
Fair.
So, for example,
Yeah.
Islam is Khabib with the Dagestani and the Russians, but he also
John
trains
Jones.
with like
Yeah.
But that's one out
That's
of
the one,
how many? If
Hey,
we're
man,
talking
champ is
who,
champs.
we're talking who has the best, and we're talking about who has how many or
Overall.
whatever overall.
Yeah.
I probably argue like Brazil has the
I always go
widest.
Brazil.
Brazil has the widest range in every weight class,
Yep.
where you always are like they're a problem.
Nah, it's just because the contracts they give Brazil.
What do you mean by that?
The contracts they give Brazil. They're like, all right, here's like $7 if y'all want to fight.
No, I get they hungry. Yeah, you got that. You got that. You got that.
They used
They
to
hungry,
be
they
juicing
hungry.
back in the day.
But
When I used to
I'm
watch
still go with
UFC,
USA because it has a mix of everybody
But they also
that still train.
they do,
out
but
here.
I would say like the U.S.
who
quick,
represents.
quick tangent. Quick tangent.
Go ahead. I'm with them.
Little.
Aside.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan on how the UFC has treated Ali. I feel like
Boy. That's my pride
that's
and joy.
my fucking guy.
It's my pride and joy. It's not just me. Just
He's won
Charlie
my heart.
Olives, Charles
Pause.
Oliveira, Charles Doodle Bronx.
Yes.
They
You
gave
know
him
what I mean?
$14.
I feel like his fight after Islam deserved an immediate rematch.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All this Islam fighting Volk twice, and then even who he just fought,
that's true,
and all this.
When did the cut
Because
happen
he
with Charles
did
that he
get
wasn't able to? Because he did get a title shot, but then he got a cut and he couldn't fight. When did that happen? That was like in the fall.
It was before Chandler fight.
It was around the fallish
It
time because
was-
it was before the Chandler fight. It was around the
was,
fall.
And then
And
they
I-
made the Chandler fight.
I think that's why he didn't get. I wouldn't say I agree to an extent, but I think that was part of it. Is that he also got injured, but then also.
But then he should have got it back. 'cause
See, this
he
is
beat
the
Chandler.
thing, though.
Yeah,
Give him
he
that
did.
shit right away.
Well,
Exactly.
so-
Right
so-
after he beat Chandler, he should have got it.
I,
back.
thi- I think we talked about this on a previous episode, but I don't remember how we ended up on it. But for sure, this is a conversation we need to also go over again, just because there's always evolving stuff. Because now we have Islam as title holder. We just have Ilya moving up, and then he's allegedly next. But then we have Charles, who's also allegedly next. And then we have Arman Sarukian, who
Yes.
was next, and now he's not next.
So
and then
between
we
those
have
four,
hold on, and then we got Justin Gaethje, who's now also
I
next.
think it's Saruki and Topuria.
nah.
I just don't think it works just because.
We got Charles and
Now we're talking
and
again. We're
Topuria.
back. You see, we keep coming back to the
give
same thing.
Give him a title shot. is what I'm thinking.
Give Charles Topuria.
Is it rankings or is the money?
Look, real question. Everybody answer
Seats.
honestly.
So it's always going to be
Who
seats
thinks
over.
that Charles can beat Islam?
I do.
Nah.
I personally do.
Nah. I like Charles, but nah.
If we're giving the whole
I love
What?
all
I
of
think
you,
that
bro.
should be the next
That
fight.
first fight
But I don't
ended
think they-
in a submission.
yeah.
Not knockout, not 5 rounds of grappling, a
ended.
submission.
That's why
ended.
Charles Du Bronx has the most submissions.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's the most
in the
submissions
UFC.
Yeah. Yep.
Not only the most submissions,
finishes.
but who else is better than Du Bronx in the fucking?
This is what I was
know.
gonna to go
Jiu-jitsu.
along with that I'm gonna add for you. When you hear this example all the time because you
I gotta
watch
see it for me to believe.
Fighters fighting 10 out of 10 times. That could be 5 and 5. That could
lot
be
of time.
4 and 6. Either way,
But for some reason, I just think it's like 8-2.
I don't think so though.
8-2 nah.
Islam-
I don't.
Islam-
I don't
give
even.
Islam-
Islam is
I don't
pound
like Islam.
4
I like
pound.
Islam
I'll say
because
6-4.
I was when I don't know. He's been really impressing me like crazy. Like I did not care for these Dagestanis at first. but
After
then
the Dustin
he really
fight-
made me respect the Dagestani.
All I'm saying is
like,
to get really specific. You asked, can he beat him? I'm saying he can beat him. Now I'm
can.
not saying he will beat him
I
in the
know.
next matchup.
know.
I gotta see.
But I'm
you know,
saying
like,
I would
He
bet on.
will.
I won't believe Islam will lose to him until I see.
I don't know. I still,
You know what
I
I'm
still
saying?
feel like Islam is stronger than Charles.
You got Islam
That's
who
what I'm
fought
saying. I think
his last 5 fights.
He'll overpower.
5 out of the
different.
last 5.
The Russians, bro, like you look at his
2 were
build,
featherweight.
the weight, he's not.
He doesn't want to do it again.
55.
Yeah.
He could fight at 185. Islam
Because
and
Charles is still one of the best when it comes to submissions, easily, hands down. But if he's going against...
Bro, he's like a fucking polar bear.
No. I'm saying Charles.
sorry.
But if he's going against...
I was thinking about.
I don't
He
know,
grabs
bro.
the wrists.
He's just not as strong, bro.
I want Charles to get his shot,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna lie to you.
Who was it? Who was it? Sorry. Who was it? Gaethje, I'm pretty sure. That says Charles hits like no other.
I can believe
he's
it,
never
dude.
gotten punched like the way.
Dude,
Ollie hit
you
him.
got to look at that
hasn't gotten punched
rise,
by,
or I wouldn't say that rise, but that like stick
Francis
that he
Ngannou.
had against all those killers, bro. Everybody did the same
That's different.
thing.
That's
They would
different.
start the
Different weight
fight.
class.
Charles would get knocked down at some point, get right back up, and crack them in the mouth, and they would
know.
drop. Islam never did anything like that to anybody, unless it was already past 3 rounds into a fight, and he clipped them at some point. But Charles just off a straight bang, you're done. Like.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little different. Like, and I'm not gonna say. And this is what I was gonna say real quick.
Though.
I think that there is a roadmap that we see them fight again. I can see a world where Charles unfortunately doesn't beat him, even though I think he can, and I think low key he will.
I think he can.
But
That's
I can see it being
I think he can. I think he
I know,
can.
right?
Yeah.
I see it being.
Brazil
I see it being a
come back
three-peat.
to be the top of the UFC.
I see it being a three-peat. I see
Amanda,
them
come
fighting
back.
again.
Yeah.
They'll fight. Islam eventually will be the champion that holds on to it. I think I can see Charles beating him, but maybe they fight again. But I think the fight that we're gonna see at some point that's gonna be the biggest fight for Charles in his career, Charles, Max Holloway, BMF.
For sure, I can see that. I
It has to
really,
happen.
really like that.
At 155?
I'm down.
It has to
Didn't
happen.
he say he wanted the BMF?
Yeah. Well, that's,
Yeah,
it's
they
the only-
both
what else is on
talked
this
about
list at this point?
Personally,
Technically, he still has it.
It's a firefight.
Does he though? But does he, though?
firefight.
Doesn't hold any real value.
I'm not for like it was fun while it lasted. The BMF.
Nah, I love the BMF.
I like the
Throw that
BMF.
shit away, bro.
Is it just because
Ah,
Max
yeah.
lost?
No. It's just like
I think Topuria
what
should
does
have
the
it.
belt do?
Man.
They should have made the BMF belt for
It's a-
fucking
it's
John
a-
Jones.
it's a money
All,
grab.
all we're talking about is whether or not we should go off of rankings or we should go off of how much money they're going to make off the fight.
hardcore
You want to talk about money, you got to go off the
Look,
BMF. It's the
BMF
hardcore.
Exactly.
Champion
BMF
in
is a
WWE.
status, bro. It's
a status. It's
a
a status.
You see what Max did. That is a statement.
Yeah.
No way around it, and it's exactly what the belt stands for.
Max is the second
I
to
am
hold
the
it.
baddest.
I know.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
You're right.
Who was it before?
Right.
Masvidal
And
was a
I'm
BMF.
sorry.
It was
And
Masvidal.
you shouldn't be.
Vice versa.
Wait, who
It's-
else was a BMF?
that
Was
was
Nate?
Nate
No.
Diaz. He
Because
fought-
He
Masvidal
beat the
bought
brakes off of
Diaz.
Nate Diaz for
Yeah,
what?
his whole
3-4
eyebrow
rounds.
was like off that fight.
Just beat the
it was
brakes off
Masvidal.
him.
Masvidal, Gaethje, and
Gaethje,
Max
that's
are
what it
the
was.
only 3 BMFs.
Gaethje
that
kicked
have held
Dustin
the belt.
Poirier's head off, clean
Yeah.
off his shoulders.
Nate has fought for it. Dustin has fought for it, but the only ones that have held it have been those 3 that are like
You
the
know-
I was
champs.
gonna say Dustin.
Dustin fought for
and
it.
Topuria,
I think-
he bought a fake one.
Yeah, I mean,
Oliveira would definitely be.
I looked up the replica.
I
That
can
thing's
see
$900.
Ollie being a BMF.
I can see-
Yeah, he should've got that
100%
shit out
with the way
Tebow.
he fights.
Right. Came in this big.
If you're gonna buy a fake one, get a fake one. Like, you don't gotta spend $900 on
I
that fake
looked
one.
the BMF.
You got it.
No, I didn't get it. That shit was $100. Even the cheapest one, I'm like, damn.
I started the show. You are the BMF champion.
You are the
of the
I
BMF.
was like, man, I ain't spending $100 on this shit.
Nah, you earned that. You earned that.
Bro, they gotta have like a cheaper one by now. Like,
Yeah,
I gotta
for
change
sure.
your nickname now if you're gonna say you're not the BMF.
Nah, you got it, bro. You got the belt.
You got the belt.
Don't worry about
claim
it.
it.
Yeah,
I got it. I want it.
Yeah,
You keep
that's what I'm
demoting
saying.
yourself from a title. First it was heavyweight, then you were like, I don't want it. Then it was light heavyweight, you're like, I don't want it. Now it's
I'm
BMF,
trying
you're like, I
to be
don't
a
want
light
it.
heavyweight. I can't be a heavyweight forever. I gotta lose weight out here. Cut weight.
So the table says Gene Silva against Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's where I got my money on.
How did
I got G Silver too.
Same.
Sorry, it's a lock.
It's a lug. Put that
It's
on
a
the parlay.
Now another quick tangent.
Go ahead. I told you. I told you when we started.
Tangents go wild.
Oh, I'm with
Because
him.
you-
Oh.
fight.
You said heavyweight, and there's no heavyweights beside prelims and shit.
Yeah.
On the
They
main
don't
card.
even count, bro.
So heavyweight.
It's not happening.
Division's asleep.
It's not happening.
Yeah,
It's not happening.
Division's real quiet.
It's happening.
it's gonna happen in
It's just.
November.
What do you feel about the decision?
You said
Me
November?
personally,
It's happening.
I feel like Aspinall is Just
Take a shot. Wait, is that it? We're gonna one shot?
Aspinall? It's not.
That's not what you said.
No, I think we killed
Tell you right. Tell you right now. No, you take this one. You take that one for me. 'Cause I'll tell you right now.
There you go.
Aspinall.
You got a headache?
No, but like,
Yeah, clown.
It's a great game, bro. It's a great game, bro. These names are difficult, man.
not
Even the
easy,
ones that are in
man.
English,
I
probably.
had to say with a British
it
accent.
ain't-
Yeah, Aspinall.
You know what? Since we got some guests here, bro, I wanted to do it one time. I got some UFC cards.
Stop it.
Let's go.
I got some UFC cards, right? And then what's today's date?
The first.
I got some NBA cards because I couldn't find. I couldn't find some UFC.
Show
Yeah, they were out. If it wasn't for the first.
I'd rather have some.
All right, we got a pack. Everybody got a pack. Whoever got the best pack, you already know. Let me know if you sell that shit.
Yo, I
Throw
don't,
me a little sign.
My nigga,
I don't-
since-
I don't watch
I might have
basketball.
to drink for these
I
ones.
don't
Since I've been
watch
on this pod,
basketball.
you have added some good additions to my club.
Yo,
I got Dame.
Brandon Ingram.
Oh, you got Dave? Oh, okay.
Mr. Blood Clot.
You know what's crazy is I'm not gonna know any one of these people.
I got
Redmond.
You
I
know
got-
any one of these niggas?
I got
Oh,
Bronny
let's see.
James.
Who's this though?
Ben Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm tight. My shit's a whack as hell. Yo.
April Fool's, dog.
Yeah, Desmond Bain.
Yo,
is
not
my
for
best
nothing.
player.
I don't watch any basketball.
That's why I'm
Yo,
looking at these
strictly
cards like
UFC.
I don't know who any of these people are.
I got
Who you got?
Bronny.
You-
Damian Lillard.
You got Bronny?
I got Bronny.
Let me see. Which Bronny card?
He was like, let me hold on to
Oh,
That's
okay.
3-5.
I don't know.
Yo, if he does something, which I don't know, but if he does, okay.
Keep it.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly. Might
that
be
has
worth
to be a
little
rookie
sign.
card, right?
Yeah, it says rookie. Yeah.
Oh, bro, put that shit in the case. Fuck
Ron-
it. You
Ron-
never know what happens to him.
Who's Ron Holland? Is he nobody? Brandon Miller,
Oh, he nice.
Gary Trent
got a future.
Jr.
Watch out for
What
Brandon
else?
Miller.
Let me see what you got.
That's what we got,
All
man.
right.
Can
Not
we,
bad,
real
not bad,
quick?
back.
Oh, I know Bronny. You know, that's
Yeah,
LeBron's.
Bronny.
LeBron's
I got
son. Shit.
I got
Yeah,
real
just
simple
stuff,
names
just
like
stuff.
Brandon Ingram. I got a Zach Collins.
Brandon Ingram's nice.
No, but I'm just talking about the names for a second. I got Damian Lillard, but then we got Michael Oleandejchik
Yeah,
on the
wait,
early
which
free
Lillard
Where are
card?
these guys in the NBA?
No fucking way. That's how it's pronounced.
Oleandejchik?
Yeah, you know how to pronounce that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in the mic.
Bro,
Does Jaren Jackson still?
Yeah, there's no way. This card right
You
here.
tell me.
This card right here is clean
You gotta
though.
line up too.
This is a clean Lillard card. I might trade you something for that one.
Yeah, y'all got some good cards.
I'll trade you.
I was gonna say what you got, but you already said you don't got nothing over there.
Waggers, Desmond Bain and some who the hell is Salah Juan? Darren Holmes.
You got
Jordan
which one?
Hawkins.
Another one?
Salah Juan.
Ah, there you go. One on one. He's like, I've heard that so many times. All right, what you got, bro?
They keep on coming, bro.
Motherfucker.
What you got? Anything good up in there?
Jose.
In the mic.
I got Jose. What's
Yeah.
his last name?
Alvarado.
Alvarado. Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
Dame
a
Dollar.
hollow card right there,
That
though.
looks holographic from here. I'll tell you
Let
that.
me see that card. Let me see
It
that
is,
one.
actually. I got Dame Dollar.
Damn, bro.
And Trey Jones.
This one looks clean.
I know.
What the red mean though? What the red mean?
It's just a different type of hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You showed me this one. Damn, this one's dope. All right, I actually got some heat over here.
Damn, right.
It's a base. It's a base, but I got Jaylen Brown.
This is the best April.
Yo,
Fools.
guess which one I got right here. Ready? Steve Nash, bro.
Man, fuck Steve Nash.
Wow.
Bro, yo, if you're open, Steve Nash got you, bro.
I know. He just didn't deserve those MVPs. I'm just saying.
What do you mean? Did he not make the pass?
Yeah,
Okay.
He made the pass.
I got John Morant. Fire.
Oh, that's fine too.
Yeah. Stay something. He stay strapped. And bro, KG, bro, Kevin Durant.
No
Bro
way.
got
I
a bro
see
got a
that?
fire.
Yeah, I
pack.
got
What
Kevin
in the
Durant.
world? What kind of pack
And
is
it's
that?
green.
It's the same. It's with the same pack, bro.
He opened that one
It
before
was
he got here.
random, but I shuffled that.
He's like, I'm gonna keep this one for myself.
He opened these before he got here, bro.
Fire, bro. Well, April
26,000
Fools. Happy
points.
UFC cards, bro.
Happy UFC cards.
That is
I
fire.
got goddamn Desmond Bain. I was hoping for some good basketball cards.
Who? You first in Batman? Who you got?
All right. Real quick,
Alright,
just
bring
with
it
the
back.
cards, pick one of the people you got in there. Who makes it in the UFC?
Oh,
Just
I like
one of
this.
them.
I
Any
like
one of
this
them.
I like this
Any one of them.
I know Bronny ain't because he's soft.
It's definitely Kevin Durant right here.
I got
Kevin
Desmond
Durant,
Bain.
or if not John Morant, if he
Dame
stays
Dollar
strapped.
or Jaren Jackson?
Oh, snap.
No, Kevin Durant definitely fighting someone.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Damian Lillard looks like he can do something.
Nah.
Gary Trent-
Like, compared to the ones that I have,
He could scrap.
In the UFC.
From the 3, probably, but
He looks
if
like he
not,
could scrap.
Brandon
Randy
Ingram.
goes from Chirac.
Ingram, exactly. Yeah, you know, son. You know, son.
I already knew that motherfucker Chirac. All right, Desmond Bane's the only one I can think of. That motherfucker look like a football player.
You got over there.
Fair enough.
Gary Trent looks like he could scrap a little bit.
I'm just going off of looks, bro. I don't know any of these people, bro. Like I said,
None of these motherfuckers.
Uneducated is the first part of the name of the show. I don't know who
Facts,
these people are.
Strictly MMA.
Yeah, we're gonna reel it on in.
Yeah, let's get back to the main card.
Coming up next,
Yes, sir.
oh, Patty the Baddie, or Michael, see you at the top, Chandler.
Patty the Bad.
I'm gonna go with Patty, bro.
I said Patty earlier.
I got Patty
Patty
too.
the
I got
don't like
Patty
Michael Chandler.
within the
Your
4th or 5th
breakfast
round.
is shit.
I got Chandler within the only first and
I
second
think it's
round.
gonna be 3.
Scousers don't get knocked out.
Yep.
Because
Scousers don't get knocked out.
Chandler is
Especially not by
explosive.
Chandler.
So Chandler could do it first and second round. After that, Patty, bro.
That's 100% where I'm at. If Chandler comes out, you know, because he always comes out with the fucking
He's explosive,
entertainment.
bro.
That's the co?
Explosive, you know? So,
The co-main?
Yeah, co-main.
Yeah.
5 round
so-
or 3?
3.
3?
so actually, now
So-
that it's 3,
First round, Chandler got to do
Chandler's
it.
going to come out first. Hey, actually, now that it's
I kind of
3,
see it opposite, but
it could go Chandler's way because now he doesn't
Yeah,
have
he's used to 5. Yeah,
he
He's
doesn't
done the
have to
5.
worry about his gas tank going 5. You know what I mean?
But you
But
don't-
then again,
you-
I seen Patty, submit Green. And
That's
then-
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
You
I
don't,
think
see,
I'm-
you don't see Patty just tying him up.
that's what I see. I
That's
see
where I
Patty
go-
catching him in something.
But
Chandler's sloppy.
Isn't
Chandler is
Chandler is
Loopy,
sloppy, but he's a
He's-
champion.
He's
Former-
champion
in
with,
wrestling.
he's champion with hands, bro.
You're
But
not wrong, but it's
Where have
it's
we
something about
seen
the
it?
jujitsu where he could just kind of tie him up. I just see
Where
him.
have we seen Chandler's wrestling?
He's picked up a couple people.
Chandler
He's
said
picked,
if
he's
you-
picked up
I've-
and dumped a
I've-
couple
I've-
of
He
people.
hasn't done a whole lot. But he's picked up a couple
I've seen Chandler's hands, but
he said
when it
if
comes
he-
to wrestling, I feel like
What did
he's
Connor
been taken
say?
down.
Man, when Connor was
Yeah.
like, they'll be whistling. He's like, whew. Chandler just be winging.
Yeah.
I think Patty's real technical.
Patty's
I think
very
I think-
technical, dialed in, and that's why it's up to Chandler if he comes out strong.
If
to
it's
do
3
what he
rounds,
needs to
he has-
do.
Bro, Chandler doesn't
Chandler
get this
within
one.
the
It's
first
bad.
If he doesn't
this
get
is-
this,
He doesn't
win,
get this one. It's
He says
I can
bad.
see him getting cut. If he
Yeah.
doesn't,
cut,
I
or
don't know if he gets cut off of the.
He's
like,
on
I
his
can see him getting
knees.
cut, and I can see him
McGregor.
never getting cut.
yeah,
he's
for
just
sure.
on
Definitely
his
said,
knees.
he definitely said he was gonna call out
I think he's
McGregor
already
if he
his
wins
knees
this
from
fight.
McGregor, bro. Let's not lie.
Yeah,
He's
Bro.
Connor's, Connor's done.
Connor's trying to be a
But
predator.
he said he was
right now.
gonna call him out
he's
again if he wins this fight.
I think he's
He's
done.
gonna try
Yeah,
to fight him again.
Connor ain't fighting.
Connor ain't coming back.
If it's not lawyers,
Sorry
Connor
to
ain't
break
fighting.
the news.
Yeah, it's not
everybody.
lawyers. This is true. It's bad, man. He ain't making a.
Yeah, how you
Yeah.
gonna pass the drug test? There's
Yeah,
no,
fact.
there's
It's
no
just
way.
not gonna happen.
And
Michael
Ireland,
Chandler
he
and
might-
Conor will fight at
Personally,
205
I don't think
pounds.
the drug test is the problem because wasn't it of 2024 or even
That boy.
the
You
first
get
couple
6 months or whatever.
of 2025? He was the most drug tested.
Yeah.
He didn't come out anything. You know what I mean? So I don't think the drugs are the problem.
I know.
Well, cocaine
It's his
passed.
focus.
Cocaine's in and out of your
Cocaine
system.
leaves your
Well,
system in
That
3
is,
days.
that is true too.
Like, when
But,
am I taking this drug test?
I
Mate.
bet.
but they show up randomly.
Yeah.
You know,
True,
but
true.
Randomly after
But-
4
He
days.
seems
Very
like
true.
a weekend sniffer.
Yeah.
You don't seem like an everyday. He probably trains
I get
most
you
days.
on that one though. I see Michael Chandler coming out explosive in those first like 2 rounds and him trying to do something crazy. But I don't know, man. I just feel like you said
Patty,
like
I
Patty's
feel-
just too technical.
Yeah,
I feel like I
Patty
don't
is
see him
too
making the
technical.
slip.
Yeah.
If
Too
it goes
young.
Patty's way, it's in the later rounds. Meaning,
Nah, see,
I mean,
I
not
just don't see it.
obviously 4 and 5, but later rounds meaning 3, 2.5, after 2.5. You know,
You building
of
the parlay
second round.
slowly. Bet the over.
Yeah.
Bet the over, but yeah, if Patty's not doing nothing,
What's next for Patty? He gets
What
this
is
one.
next for
He-
Patty?
That's a big win. Like, listen, Michael Chandler's not like no slouch,
And
but
that's
he's
a
and
big
he's a
loss.
big name.
Is,
But
is Chandler in top 10 still?
yeah,
He's 7.
yeah,
7?
that's a big win and a
Patty,
big loss.
Patty's 12th. If he wins this,
Patty's
let me
first
see.
top 10.
And where's Moicano?
Ooh,
What, 9?
I already see the wheels turning on that one.
I'm just wondering because
yeah, let's see.
Pat- if
Renato
Patty
Moicano
wins
is ranked
this-
number 10.
Is he? Is he?
So if
Keep it going.
if
That's a
Patty
good one.
2 seconds.
if Patty takes the 7th spot, then he's definitely gonna get I think a Moicano fight, and then that'll
That's what
be
I-
somewhat
that's what I'm
contender.
seeing.
What
Yes.
kind of- or what about Dan Hooker?
We don't.
Dan
I don't know,
Hooker,
I'm
Dan Hooker,
uncertain on
low-key
him.
still might be in this weird limbo with Gaethje, where they still might fight.
Poirier,
You
Poirier,
think because of
Poirier,
that,
Hooker
he's
too.
past them?
I think not because of that, because Gaethje himself has came out and said, "I won 2 fights. Where am I with title contention?" Dan Hooker's not going to bring him that way.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I
he's
mean?
not. No, you're right.
So,
I would like to see Poirier Hooker too.
That would be good.
but
Dustin's
Poirier's
not gonna-
retired.
Poirier
Dustin's
wants
not going
uno
out like
mas,
that.
and that's why I think it's either gonna be like him fighting a Charles or
He
him
ta-
fighting a Max Holloway.
He
in
told us
Louisiana.
Max in July.
Fun fact: we seen
Yeah, we met Dustin
him at the Seabrook.
at the Brook.
And he told you.
Y'all go
He
told
said
us.
it.
This is a
He
whoa,
told- Oh,
breaking
that's
news. We have a
crazy.
source. bro.
Dustin Poirier.
We got a source.
You know?
He said
We got a secondary.
he
primary
said he's
source.
scheduling his fight for.
They said July. Max Holloway BMF.
That's fire. BMF.
That's what Dustin.
If this is where the breaking news is coming
Dustin,
from,
Hey, he
this
said,
is where the
Dustin
breaking
said
Sorry,
himself-
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who really knows? There's been a lot of talk.
At the Brook.
At the Brook.
Bro,
We were
that'd
gonna- we were
be
supposed to
crazy.
go
But that
too.
makes the most
Yeah.
sense, no? We all said Max doesn't get title shot. We all say Max doesn't make
It would
sense
be
with
a
those top
great
3.
fight.
Why not? Him versus Dustin.
But I mean,
Dustin go out on the top, possibly with a somewhat of a championship. I could see them doing it.
I would
I'm all
see.
for it.
I think
When's the BMF on his way out?
but
that'd be
That'd be
hard.
crazy.
That made it makes
I'm all
sense.
for it,
It
man.
makes sense.
if he goes BMF on his way out, amazing.
That's the baddest dude to
But-
never wear gold officially.
You know,
Not gonna lie to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Max
But-
Holloway is that dude, but that's the baddest dude to ever not wear official gold is Dustin Poirier.
But if Max beats Poirier, where does that bring Max?
give him Islam.
I think he
Islam?
no. I think if he
Ray
beats
Charles?
Dustin, he fights whoever's doesn't
Right?
get the
Or
title
Saruki.
shot.
Okay.
Whoever's big that is in that like row that doesn't get the
Basically
title
one or
shot.
two.
It's
Gaethje-
not going to be
Gaethje
Gaethje.
again.
It'll either be Charles or it'll be Armin.
I'll give it to Gaethje again.
And unfortunately, I
I
think
think
he
Gaethje
loses
got
either
it.
one of those
Armin
fights.
screwed himself over bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
and granted, injuries happen, stuff happens, but man,
Still.
Yeah, but they
throw it out the window
His
because
back be hurting, bro.
stop rolling around on your neck.
You're not
Yo,
wrong.
what do you
That video did not help
What you
him.
mean? This
That
ain't-
video did not help him at all.
This is not WWE where you need to have that strong of a neck or boxing like Mike Tyson used to. It's not like that. Granted, sure, do your thing, but whatever he was doing.
Definitely unnecessary.
It didn't help the video, and then immediately it
You
was
know what
neck
I mean?
issues. Nobody was like,
So,
Yeah.
but
And then
he had
I don't
it
know
all.
if you've seen the new video of him on his yacht doing pull-ups. It's like,
bro,
I
if
get
you're
it.
injured, don't do anything.
You know,
Like,
you know what I mean, bro? It's like
If you're
you can't
injured-
Hey,
cry
you're not gonna
wolf.
get paid out on
you're
your workers'
home,
comp, bro.
you're chilling.
his dad's rich.
Yeah, for real.
Any video you post is you hanging out. It's not you working out. It's not you doing no drills. It's not you sparring. It's not any of that until you're like, all right, I'm good.
I'm ready
I'm
for
back
it.
in my camp. Then you
know?
can start posting whatever you're posting. But if you're gonna play the injured card, get some sympathy points, dummy.
Right, you don't
What
post
you
no
doing?
snap if you called out.
Yeah, I'm strong.
Thank
bro.
you.
I'm injured.
We know this, so we're not even professional
Call
fighters.
out,
bro.
you don't post no
Facts.
snap.
Facts, bro.
Tell me, man. I think it's going to be an interesting one for 155 off of that one. We'll see where it goes from there because there's just so many, like, I don't even know, man. The next 6 months is going to be crazy. International
these
Fight
last,
Week.
like,
2025.
International Fight
2025
Week in
is
June
gonna
is
be
going to be
These last 2
crazy.
years,
That
crazy.
whatever they do for that card,
I think they're gonna
gotta
surprise
be
us
crazy.
with
Tell you,
Jones
bro.
and Aspinall. I think that's what's gonna
I
happen.
can see it. I know I was saying earlier. I was like, I don't see it
They're
happening.
gonna
but,
give
like,
like a
It's gonna
solid
happen.
month and a half camp.
It's
2
gonna,
months
it's
build
gonna
up.
happen. 6 months though, Jones better tighten up, bro. Do that
Question.
3 months, 4 months.
How
bro.
do you guys feel about that fight? Like, yeah, on paper, that's the fight.
It
to
should
make.
be. It should be.
You got to clean it up.
They just need to get it over with.
Here's my
Exactly.
here's
Just
my
to get
issue.
rid of that other
It's
belt.
this weird situation of like you just said, they just gotta get it over with. But at the same time, it's like, what happens after? Either way you go, doesn't matter. Whoever wins,
So, yeah,
the
John-
heavyweight
say
division
John
is
wins.
so ass.
You
So
know?
I got into a real life argument with like 4 or 5 people on Instagram because I commented and I was like, Aspinall needs to stop saying like, "Oh, I'm waiting for Jones. He's ducking me." Blah blah blah. Because if he's the interim champ,
He is a
or,
champ.
or even just the champ, the real champ, the people's champ,
He's a current champ.
he's gonna be still
Even though
fighting
Jones just won
the
last.
same guys he fought, or if not, lower contenders. So might as well, while you're waiting, because it's already been a year and some change, almost 2
You
years.
gonna wait forever for this guy?
You know what I mean?
Might as well
Chandler.
Might as well get those fights over with and solidify that you're the real champ,
Exactly. Like, what are you
and
afraid
then
of?
call John Jones.
Okay. With that, what do you call him versus Curtis Blades?
A good fight. I'll watch it.
Personally,
Was that not? But was that
No,
not
that
him
was-
solidifying that he is
Personally,
the champ?
no.
He beat Sergey Pavlovich to get the interim, and then he defends it against Curtis Blades.
And he
Me
redeemed
personally,
himself
I don't
against
think-
Blades.
like you said, like
He
you
redeemed
said,
himself.
heavyweight division is ass. So in my opinion, Curtis Blades isn't championship level. Like, yeah, against other guys and stuff,
Curtis
he
Blades is
can
beast,
he
bro.
can get it off, but like
Just because he's technically ranked, but I got to throw him in there just because of the rank. Number 1 is Tom Aspinall, but we're going to call him the champ for now. So then we're going to say up next is Cyril Gane, Alexander Volkov, Sergey Pavlovich,
I like
Curtis
Volkov.
Blades, Jailton Almeida. We're going to say who's the next top 5 after Tom Aspinall.
Yep.
Sergey.
You know, like
I'll say Sergey.
division's ass.
Good
Big
Sergey.
fan of
but he
Volkov.
beat Sergey already.
He did. He did.
Like,
John ain't fighting none of these
Jones
guys.
is one of my favorite fighters.
Exactly.
Of all time.
John
the
is
GOAT.
winning and he's walking out.
But the
the
fact
GOAT.
that like Dana
After
White
this
gasses
fight, yeah.
it, like he's go. Of course, now you got to use that as like a bargaining.
Look, This is
got-
this
it's
is
like-
the way I
He
see
does
it.
call him
So you
Uncle
call
Dana
me
like
the
everybody
GOAT.
else.
Where's the money at?
With
then?
then
John
again, he
Jones,
is-
with John Jones, sorry to cut you out.
You good.
With John Jones in the UFC, active, they're all paperweights. Until he's gone, they're paperweights. So
Yeah.
just like when he was going through all the bullshit with DC and the legal problems and everything, DC was I don't consider DC a light heavyweight champion, because if John Jones was there, it would have never happened. Granted, it did happen and whatever, but it was, in my eyes, a fake championship.
Nah, DC had a crazy run though.
He did have a crazy run. He was
a quick
great.
little, just to add a question. We just asked it. We'll keep going. Diego
we hate DC.
Lopez, Volkanovski. One of them wins. Fake champion.
He vacated though. He purposely vacated, not legal trouble. And this.
Wait,
and
who
that.
purposely vacated? Jones?
No, because
No,
put it
Topuria.
because as well,
he's
I
saying
wouldn't
if there's
say
the champion is there, then
No.
if you don't win it.
Legitimately
But
there.
Yeah.
I don't think
You know what I mean?
any fighter should be suspended for anything criminal.
as well. No,
Well.
honestly, keep it out.
That's just me. That's just me. Yo. They fighting out here. Fight is fighting.
At the end of the day, why can't you have a fight in a prison?
Yeah, yo,
You feel me?
but look, so,
Fighting
so
is fighting.
They fighters. Why are they supposed to be good citizens?
it's just like this. Topuria, I don't see it. He's not. I don't think so. John Jones level of.
Topuria?
When John Jones and DC stuff was going on, John Jones was already solidified as what he was. You know, the youngest champ in history, dominant, beating everybody, tearing through all the GOATs, legends, and then DC's fat ass just strolls in and, I'll beat Anthony Johnson, and it's like
RP.
RIP, another RIP. Damn.
Legend.
You know, so like I
Yeah.
just think when it comes down to it, it's like we need John Jones to make a decision of if he fights Aspinall, cool. Because we also need to realize once that fight does happen, he's going to retire, and
Or fight
it's going to be
Poton.
up to Aspinall to come back in and fight
The
who?
only way
Volkov?
if Francis comes
Volkov,
back.
I would say is probably next.
Francis
For
ain't
the
coming
belt?
back, but if Francis comes back,
Francis
that
won't come back.
he
The
won't.
UFC
He
won't
won't.
take him back. I don't think.
They gave him a
John
max
Jones-
deal.
Francis is on the cyborg
I think
list.
he
Like,
retired.
he's
Yes,
never coming
exactly.
back.
Actually, I think Cyril Gane would be next. I'm looking at it. Cyril
Or
Gane.
Cyril Gane,
Cyril
I
Gane recently beat Volkov in December.
John Jones was saying
But I
that
just
he's
don't- I'm not a
only
fan of
doing,
Cyril
like,
Gane.
Yeah, me
legs-
personally-
He wants to fight
That's
Pereira.
We keep going
Yeah.
back in circles, guys. Just
Me
because you're not a fan of him
personally,
doesn't mean he's not next.
John Jones says he's only doing legacy.
He wants to
fights
fight
from now
Pereira.
on. Like,
I
it
don't
has to
think
be
And that's
Cyril
what it
Gane's
means.
not just because someone's number 1 or number 2 on the ring. I don't think he fights Volkov at all. I think he
He
retires.
just fights big ticket sales.
John Jones after this fight.
Oh yeah, no. If he
After
beats-
this fight, if he wins,
I don't think he fights one of these young
Alex
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, if he
But
wins,
he's gonna vacate.
if he
the
wins
belt.
easily,
Yeah.
if he
Has
wins
to be a legacy
easily,
fight for him
Yeah.
to do it. Like,
Yeah.
like this looks crazy.
like if he wins like without getting injured, then I can see him fight Pereira. If he's like getting injured versus Aspinall, then he's probably gonna retire.
more than likely.
Even if he loses against Aspinall, I think he's gonna retire.
Yeah.
But if he like wins easily against Aspinall, then he'll probably do another 4 to 6 months
Remember
and
how-
fight and try to fight Pereira.
Remember how easy he made Cyril look. Remember how the fight with Stipe went.
Spinning back kick.
Granted, Stipe was on the older side, but still.
They both old. They both old, so yeah.
You know what I mean? Phenomenal shape. Right? So it's like, you see how they went.
Yeah, right.
John Jones, different breed, bro.
Different breed. And hopefully we can get to that where we have an episode going over that fight and it actually happens.
We will.
Right now.
Don't call out that episode, bro.
That shit is make-believe. Anyway.
Why will call out that episode?
Bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
John Jones.
Whip it
Last
hard.
but not least, just like I started the episode.
Yeah, put the pin in it. Bring the pin back.
No. The pin is still there. The pin is still
there.
Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah.
Diego Lopez.
Hey. I'm telling you, bro.
So
Volk towards the 5th round, bro. 4th or 5th round. But Lopez early, bro.
This fight gives me Volk versus Brian Ortega vibes. Why? Because Diego is very slick with the submissions.
He's quicker, bro. I feel like he might be quicker.
And if not quicker, you know what I mean? So, but granted on how Volk trains and Volk prepares himself and Volk gets mentally when he has a good camp, different.
We don't want to see old man Volk.
Yeah,
No, dude.
Old man Volk was the worst for him. He retired
for sure. Different.
I'm a big Diego Lopez supporter. Earlier though, I was watching. This is a recent within the last like 2-3 days. I was watching Volkanovski talking to Mighty Mouse, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that boy's locked in.
Yeah.
That boy's focused.
He was locked in talking to him. He wasn't locked in training, bro.
No, he said it too. He was talking about the whole situations with like his losses and everything that's happened with that. He's like, it was tricky for him, and I love that he opens up so much about this because it's like we get the mind of a fighter. It was tricky for him to kind of like put everything into perspective and what's important. For the longest time in his 20s and his early 30s, it was fighting. That's all it was. Yeah. As you become a family man, and that dude got like 3 or 4 kids or something like that.
Yeah,
like he got young kids too. Yeah. So then he's trying to focus on all that and be at the very top of his game. Let's remember, champion, pound for pound. Like that's a different, not just champion, pound for pound, numero
different animal.
That's a level, bro. Yeah. I don't know the concentration and the focus you have to have on your craft to be that. One thing to get a belt, another thing to be respected as no matter what weight class you're in, your style, your skill, your perseverance in whatever situation you're in, you can translate that across all of them. Like that's a level of respect that you're given. So for him to have that much focus on that, I could see you slipping off the wheel a little bit and immediately 100%. Head kick, knocked out. Punched by Ilya, knocked out. It happens. Yeah. It happens. Mm-hmm. He's taken some time off that he needed. The same thing we give Izzy and all the other champions that are very active. Alex, who just also recently lost. Yeah. Give them their time. Let them breathe. Enjoy life. Go touch grass, my guy. You've done a good amount. Breathe.
Spend a couple.
Spend a couple.
Is it just me, or does it seem like when they start doing all the extra social media work, it really always starts to go left?
Well, that's the thing is your eye is off the ball now.
You know what I mean?
I've heard this said several times,
which scares me for Taport.
Gets a lot of hate.
Now you're full. You know?
Facts. Yeah, exactly. Gets a lot of hate. I'm gonna see if you guys know who this is. We'll see your reactions. But Brendan Schaub, he gives a good perspective on it. Once you become a champion, the level of media you do goes from here to I can't even reach that high.
It's a completely different life.
It's crazy.
So like a lot of appointment to like 10 appointments.
And it's not only that, bro, but then you got to think about it. Like now your notoriety is everywhere. Everybody knows who you is. Your face is posted all over the place. So you got to make yourself a brand that builds a legacy outside of here. So that's the trick when it comes to that stuff. So when it comes to this, like I can see why Volk had to do this, that, and the third because, bro, like you got to make your money outside of getting punched in the face.
True that.
So like that's another thing. He was building his brand to get his money elsewhere. So when you come into the situation where you're like your mind is trying to focus on this, being the best, being a champion, being a dad, it's a lot. So all that being said, this is me basing it off of one interview and just what he said, and I have to take the man for what his word because so far he's been very honest with all of us. He seems to me to be very focused, very locked in, and this is a legend in the game. Someone who's a veteran, who's seen it all. You mentioned Brian Ortega, and he mentioned that in the fight before, or he mentioned in the interview as well. That fight showed him a lot, and it also showed the world a lot of what he's capable of. you just mentioned Diego Lopez. You're worried about the submission aspect of the whole situation. As much as I'm a fan of Diego Lopez, Volkanovski said it himself. If he thinks he's going to walk in and try to show Volk some submission that he's never seen before or been in, he's got another thing coming.
But it's not about what he's seen. It's about Diego Lopez actually locking in the submission.
You're not wrong.
You know
The
what
same
I mean?
thing we said with Charles Oliveira being one of the hardest hitters. He might not have seen it compared to who's beaten the guys, but the fact that he's able to do some of that magnitude, you don't know. You don't know how hard he can put in that guillotine. You don't know how hard he can, whatever.
Until you're in there.
Until you're in there. So you got a point with that. So I don't know, man. Like that's why I lean more towards you, where you're saying like that fourth and fifth round, those championship rounds, man. I'm worried because we've seen Diego Lopez gas out before.
For sure.
So that's another thing that I'm worried about, man. And Volk has
tank.
unlimited tank. It seems
Exactly.
like.
That's what I'm saying.
Colby gets a lot of like credit for being like crazy gas tank and all this other stuff, but Volkanovski's one of those guys.
What was it, Colby's last fight?
I know it's bad. He's kind of gone up there, but you know what I mean. In terms of guys who's that sort of thing.
No, I know.
He's one of those guys where I'm a little worried about, but like we'll see if he's able to hold in for those 5 rounds, because that's my only concern really. I think Diego, like skill wise, not only is he a fighter, but he's also a coach. He's coached champions. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I think he's got it. It's just whether or not he can bring it that night.
Yeah, very true.
So
could also go for Volk. Volk's also on the.
He's on the older side. It's that stat. Over 35 in the lighter weight classes.
You can feel great, but
the same thing when Volk was like talking to Mighty Mouse. He was saying like you know how some fighters would get knocked out and have like that pressure or just like that subconscious in the back of the head, like, yo, I got knocked out last fight. Let me be more careful. And then he was saying that he's not worried about that. He understood. He's been through it. He's got knocked out, and he's not worried about it. And he's willing to go all out during this fight.
Maybe that's all talk. Maybe that's all talk.
now,
maybe it is all talk because
he's just trying to get himself.
Bro, if you've been knocked out before, running into another fight, you gonna think about it.
You gonna think about it. It's always in the back of the head.
You gonna think about it.
It's a bad time, man.
Now, let's say Volk wins.
Yeah.
You think he calls out Ilya again?
I think he retires.
Nah, Volk ain't retiring yet. He got like 2 or 3 years.
I'm gonna send you that interview. I want you to watch it. He wants it. He wants it all.
He's got 2 or 3 years.
He says he doesn't care.
He's done it all. He's beat them all.
That's the thing for him. He
wants to end with it, bro.
He doesn't want it. It's not like legacy that he's going for. It's the hunger of competition that he has, and that's what I think is a little different. It's one thing for these guys that are like, I'm in it for the money, I'm in it for the fame. For him, he just loves it.
He's just a winner.
He's a winner.
I feel like Volk did really good against Islam, bro.
He went on a fucking 7-0 losing streak.
Not the second fight, the first fight.
Yep.
He just loves it. He's gonna go in it. You know what I mean?
Which gets sad, though. It gets sad.
It is sad because
2 different guys in 2 different parts in their career, but like.
Hopefully, Volk, if it gets to 3, he knows when to kind of walk away.
You know what I mean?
Because that's another thing is also like those lighter divisions, bro. Those guys are killers, bro. So before we finish up, final takes. Who do we got? Diego or we got Volk?
Man,
I'm a bit 500 right now. Whatever you say.
I'll say this. I'll say this. If it goes past 3,
right.
I'll say Volk.
Under 3, you got Diego?
Under 3.
Well, what's the money line? I need the money line.
So your parlay is Volk past.
I'm on my phone right now. What's the money line?
Volk past 3.
I just need a win or loss. Win or loss. What you
Active
got?
odds as of today, looking at ESPN, -142 for Volk, +120 on Diego Lopez. Money line.
There you go.
I'll put money on Diego just cause.
I love dogs.
Money lines. Where we going? So we got Diego. What you got? You got to pick one. You got to pick one. I understand the rounds.
If I were to go,
You just got to pick one. Just rip the Band-Aid.
I'd say Diego.
All right, Diego.
Yeah, Diego.
I'm gonna go old man. Volk.
Really? You talking mass
Money line,
right?
Money line. I'll go with Volk. Just you know what? Just because I have a really nice, UFC Volk card, and I want that shit to go up. So,
I feel that.
So I need him to win, and I need Yari to win. Both of them. I have an auto Yari card. I need him to win as well.
Listen, there's the whole. Go with your heart, go with your mind. I gotta go Diego Lopez, man. The younger guy, the fresher guy,
the from the whole way up.
We need some freshness in the featherweight division.
It's just difficult.
Brazilians are going back on top and taking over the UFC.
Yeah.
It's tricky, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna do 2 bets, just to let y'all know.
He's hedging crazy.
I'll put it like 4.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
After the first one crashes, reload.
Now that we've wrapped up UFC 314,
Yeah,
before we go, as always, I got a couple of quick topics. I'm just going to rapid fire.
Okay,
Remember
okay.
that pin I talked to you about earlier? We're
Bring
gonna
that pin back.
Bring that right back.
Bring that pin back.
Carlos Pratas versus Ian Machado Gary.
Yo.
Yeah.
Dana White. Thank you.
So this is him moving up and
Up.
Now
We got to be careful. Sometimes it's too early, too soon. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like,
as long as it keeps going.
me personally, I think it's too soon. Granted, what we've seen from him, amazing. Love him as a fighter. But we also seen what the fuck we seen from Ian.
Yeah.
Ian's a sharp shooter.
Ian's
Technical all the way. Like, what does he think he's just gonna go in there and just start shooting heads? Because Ian's just gonna back the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
You
I'm
know what I
excited
think is
for
going to
it.
be the
Yeah, it's
fight?
gonna be a good fight.
And I think it's going to be really good. And I think this is where Carlos gets Ian. Even though I think Ian is, listen, for as much as he's got crap on the internet or whatever, I think Ian's a great fighter. Great,
love
phenomenal
Ian
fighter.
Gary.
Where the fight is going to be. Yeah, I know.
Definitely
With the
great.
trainer. Anyway, where the fight is going to be good, it's in the clinch.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in the clinch work. It's going to be those knees and those elbows.
but
bro.
that's the
Which
thing.
they
It's-
both are so.
That's why it's going to be a
It's
good
gonna be a
fight.
really good fight.
It's gonna be a real good fight. It's one of
I'm
those things where it's like
bloody,
two
bro. I see
two
elbows.
negatives and think positives.
Elbows,
Do they
knees.
touch? I don't know what's gonna happen.
I
Who
see.
knows?
I see a lot of blood on that.
That
fight.
clinch work is. Gonna be
I don't
something
see
to
that
look
fight
for.
going 3
Look out
rounds.
for.
It's a main event.
It's a
Actually,
main event.
right?
It's a main
I don't
event.
see that fight going off.
5, all 5, no way, no way,
I say it doesn't go past.
No,
3.
because the thing is, it'd be different. It was the whole thing with like Shavkat and Ian, where it's like, oh, the wrestler maybe he'll
Yep,
hold them
yep.
and then you'll get there. But
Yep.
no. In this situation, I think it's gonna be all team, all
But-
violence, bro.
But even if you even go off that, it's like, okay, you can go and say that Shavkat and Ian 5 rounds could have expected it, but even this, it's like knowing how Ian is,
I just don't see it.
could go all 5.
It could. I don't see it happen.
We gotta see. There's only way
We
to
got-
see.
we got-
Like,
we got a lot
it's
to come,
literally
you
either
know?
going all 5 or it's
Going.
Yeah.
2.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
2.
Yeah.
And then I got 2 more before we head out of here. I just want your quick reactions from everybody at the table. Rematch: Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley.
O'Malley's coming. You know.
Sheesh. Mally got to do it, but
dog.
Marab had so much control and fucking walked over
O'Malley,
that day.
2 years, Dagestan.
Forget.
One phone call.
Forget
One
it.
phone call.
One phone call, 6 months.
I
Forget.
don't know
Yeah.
what the game plan's gonna be for O'Malley.
Yeah, he got to get it together.
Man,
But he
Love
can.
O'Malley as
He
a
can.
champion.
I think mentally that's gonna be in the back of his head.
He had.
he
He
can do
says
it,
he
bro.
had one hip. Will that really make that much of a difference? We didn't see him as flashy as he normally is.
Exactly.
Not as
You
flashy.
didn't feel like he was all
he
there.
did stuff a little.
Marab
little bit
didn't
of the
pressure
takedowns,
him
yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
think-
as much
I don't
as we
think
thought
in
he
this
was going
time-
to.
And
I don't
yeah.
think in this
Rob
amount
had
of
more
time
control.
He developed.
There's no way he could have developed something to prevent what he.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was not ready for that, but as
And I-
long as he's
and I
been
don't-
working, he could be ready for that.
I don't think he's still ready for that.
We'll
I
find
think he
out.
needs more time. Maybe another fighter.
Another couple
Before-
years?
You do see
Nah,
how
bro, he got it. If he's been training.
you do see how Marab is versus people that can at least stuff the takedown a little bit and strike with him.
Yeah.
For example, who was it? Who was it just now?
He fought.
Nurmagomedov.
No,
Umar?
Then it was Umar.
It was Umar.
But before Umar, who was it?
Let me
He
see.
didn't fight nobody then. Before.
It was O'Malley
Was
right
O'Malley?
before that, yeah.
which wasn't even a great Marab performance.
It wasn't.
Right.
O'Malley
wasn't.
caught him at the end with a body kick. Very well could have gotten close to doing something.
Umar,
Rock
Sean, Henry Cejudo were the last 3.
You know, and Cejudo is like.
Peter Yan was
Yeah,
the one
real.
before that. I don't know which one you were thinking of.
I think it was Peter Yan. I was thinking about. But,
I could see that being
But-
like more like takedown defense
but
heavy.
yeah, even Peter Yan,
Had a horrible performance.
horrible
against
performance.
Marab.
Granted, it's fucking Peter Yan, fucking legend himself. but
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
It's
then
like-
the second one before we head out of here, Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. The fight we've all been waiting for.
The people's
The people's fight. John Jones, Tom Aspinall. Who?
Fuck out of here.
She's gonna get
Dog walk.
white.
Yeah.
Juliana Pena might be the first woman to leave the octagon dead.
Dead.
It's possible.
And I'm
It's
hoping,
possible. Viewer
truly-
discretion.
Well, then I hear you in the background. I need you to just Google a photo of Kayla Harrison and you get back to me on that one.
Before I make my predictions,
Put them
I
up
just
next
want
to each other.
Kayla Harrison to get tested.
Yeah, right.
Yo,
gotta be
bro.
on something,
It's
man.
like,
Nah.
come on, yeah.
all jokes aside, I truly hope Kayla Harrison comes out victorious in a spectacular fashion. And on top of that, I hope Amanda fucking comes back.
Let's go. That's what I was waiting
Fact.
That's
for.
what we all want.
The Lioness needs to come back, bro.
If
Yeah,
you guys
fact.
been paying attention, she's been hinting at Dana.
Oh,
she's been teasing Dana.
She's always there, like.
Yeah, exactly.
But she
Throwing
doesn't
those
want
shots.
Juliana.
No.
She doesn't fucking
Been
want
there, done
Juliana.
that. Been there, done
she
that.
wants Kayla.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's been begging for Kayla, but she's not gonna give Kayla a chance without the title.
No.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
She needs to come back, get her bread off the title fight.
Yeah,
for sure.
she wants.
It's gonna be
So
good.
I'm praying, hoping Kayla goes out there, fucking ragdolls, fucking
Easy work.
Juliana, easy work. Fucking Amanda, because Amanda's still training. She does her little videos. She makes it apparent that she
still
wants
there.
in.
She's
Exactly.
in
You know
shape.
what I mean?
She's still the same dog after raising some children.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mama Bear.
Still the-
She didn't
Mama
physically
Bear.
have
Lioness.
him.
Yep, she didn't
She
push
might still be
her.
sharp.
Yeah,
So-
facts.
So
She
I'm
just wants
hoping-
Kayla, to win and then pass that drug test, and then from there,
Literally,
Sign
literally,
the
that's all.
contract.
those two things. Those two things.
All I see
Called,
Amanda waiting on
American
is
Gladiator
to
type
the win.
shit. That's what she remind me of. Like,
That's the way it should be. And with that,
Yeah.
this has been another episode of Uneducated MMA.
yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, put your BS in the chat. And if you want to
Just
be on
press
this...
that button.
No, facts. Just press the button. It don't cost you nothing.
It's a
It don't cost
goddamn
nothing to
button.
show it. You know what I mean? You know the video. But if, as always, everybody, if you want to be on the show, just shoot me a DM, bro. As if you see here, I just want degenerates, man. People that I can talk to sport with. People that I, love it, can just go off on a tangent. I don't care. We have no structure on this video. But yeah, man, everybody just... any shout outs y'all got? Shout out to A Vibe Entertainment.
Follow Top of Throne
It's a
MMA.
vibe.
Well, right there. Hold on. Say it one more time louder.
Top
It's your
of
camera.
Throne MMA.
Top of the Throne
on
MMA.
Instagram.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
everywhere else, but we're gonna get there. So
We'll get you. We'll get
The
you. We'll get
vibe.
you.
It's
If
the
you
vibe.
have
We'll
any,
get there.
if you have anything you
page?
need collab,
oh, for sure,
For sure.
let us
For
know.
sure.
Uneducated
We'll be
MMA.
back. We'll be back.
We
We'll
need
be
it.
back. For sure, for sure.
Yo,
Love
off
this
of the
environment.
Vibe, off of the vibe of this is gonna be a regular.
yeah.
Joe Rogan be doing them fight companions.
yeah.
Bingo.
Yo, save our parks.
Yeah.
Save our parks.
Save our parks
man.
right here. This
Save
is
our
the new-
city.
Joe, Dana, if you're seeing this anyway,
You got
Top of Throne is your
competition.
shit?
They be taking topics from here.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
sir.
Tap in.
Shout out to A Vibe Entertainment. Shout out
sir.
Nerd Gods. Shout
Yep.
out 806 The Show.
806,
sir.
Let's see.
sure.
Shout out Prolific Barbershop. Always got to shout them out. And that's all I got for right now. I can't think of anybody else. If I
Yeah,
didn't shout
man.
you out, shout you out anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And thank you, everybody.
Superman.
Thank you for tuning in. We're out. Peace.